This week on Friday Night Football, we are .6A that figures to impact playoff positioning for both. This week on Friday Night Football, we are here in Rockwall for a pivotal game in District 10 6A that figures to impact playoff positioning for both teams as the Forney Jackrabbits visit Wilkerson Sanders Stadium to face the Rockwall Yellow Jackets. Both these teams are expected to be playoff teams out of District 10 6A this year, but both teams have work to do with 4 weeks left in the regular season, and the winner of this game on Friday figures to be in a much better spot. Players to watch in this one. For Forney, it's their stud QB, Nelson Peterson, a dual-threat quarterback who can make plays in a variety of ways, a four-star recruit with Power 4 offers, and if that's not good enough, he's the little brother of NFL legend Adrian Peterson. And for Rockwall, it is their senior receiver, Tristan Gooch, a great football player and also a smart kid a bevy of Ivy League schools have offered, and he has grown into the true leader of this Rockwall team, both emotionally and statistically, nearly 600 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns in 6 games. You can watch live for free Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil, 7:30 on WFAA Plus. Download WFAA Plus to your TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV.
All right, everybody, Friday Night Football tonight live on WFAA Plus. It's a good one as always. Forney Jackrabbits versus the Rockwall Yellow Jackets. This will take place in Rockwall at Wilkerson Sanders Memorial Stadium. Kickoff 7:30. Perfect. And I mean perfect weather for anything, football especially. 70 degrees just before kickoff, which means kickoff's going to be in the upper 60s, 8 o'clock, 67, a little bit of a breeze out of the southeast, 5 to 15 miles an hour. By 9 o'clock, 65 degrees. Excellent weather. Again, this game is live on WFAA Plus. Jesse, where can I get WFAA Plus? I'm so glad you asked. Look what I have right here. You can watch it for free on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV. Download it. The game will be live. We will have coverage beginning about 10 to 15 minutes before the game. Again, kickoff 7:30 in Rockwall. It's Forney versus Rockwall. We hope to see you there.
Safety, son of Charlotte Jack Johnson and Jamie Warren. Number 12, Cameron Miller, safety, son of Matthew and Felicity Miller. Cameron will attend Texas Tech University to obtain a degree in psychology. Number 13, Livingston Uwamadi, wide receiver, son of John and Bose Uwamadi. Livingston is undecided where he will attend college, but plans to obtain a degree in data analysis and finance. Number 14, Jason Lester, quarterback, son of Christina and John Murray and Bobby Lester. Jason will be attending a trade school.
Yeah. No, I told him to listen all the way through. Okay. 4 weeks remain in the Texas high school football regular season. It's getting to be crunch time as teams battle for playoff spots. Tonight, a huge game in District 10-6A as Rockwall hosts Forney on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil. And with that, we welcome you inside the broadcast booth here at Wilkerson Sanders Stadium in Rockwall. Mike Leslie alongside the former Lincoln High and Kansas State linebacker Hackman Harrison. Hackman, these two teams have had up and down kind of wacky seasons, and tonight's a really big one for both of them in terms of trying to achieve their goals of getting to the postseason.
Yeah, a ton of playoff implications here. Can you hear me?
Do you hear him, Clay?
I can hear me. Yeah,
Okay, that's not a great sign. Because I heard him before.
Right.
What is going on?
Check. I went away.
Now I hear you better.
Now you hear me. Okay.
Better, not. Hey, Hey, Zach, I think you have us potted up going through to YouTube. I'm getting text messages. Hear us watching on YouTube underneath our logo. Mic check. Okay, part of it may have been the position of the microphone. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There is a, it's still low. It sounds better. Now it just went away again. Whatever you just changed went the wrong direction.
That's the normal level right there. This is just peaked out.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's still not loud enough. Is the gain turned down? Friday night football, we are here in Rockwall for a pivotal game in District 10 6A that figures to impact playoff positioning for both teams as the Forney Jackrabbits visit Wilkerson Sanders Stadium to face the Rockwall Yellow Jackets. Both these teams are expected to be playoff teams out of District 10 6A this year, but both teams have work to do with 4 weeks left in the regular season, and the winner of this game on Friday figures to be in a much better spot. Players to watch in this one. For Forney, it's their stud QB, Nelson Peterson, a dual-threat quarterback who can make plays in a variety of ways, a 4-star recruit with Power 4 offers, and if that's not good enough, he's the little brother of NFL legend Adrian Peterson. And for Rockwall, it is their senior receiver, Tristan Gooch, a great football player and also a smart kid. A bevy of Ivy League schools have offered, and he has grown into the true leader of this Rockwall team, both emotionally and statistically. Nearly 600 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns in 6 games. You can watch live for free Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil, 7:30 on WFAA Plus. Download WFAA Plus to your TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV.
Check and turn myself down a little bit.
All right, everybody, Friday Night Football tonight live on WFAA Plus. It's a good one as always. Forney Jackrabbits versus the Rockwall Yellow Jackets. This will take place in Rockwall at Wilkerson Sanders Memorial Stadium. Kickoff 7:30. Perfect, and I mean perfect weather for anything, football especially. 70 degrees just before kickoff, which means kickoff's going to be in the upper 60s, 8 o'clock, 67, a little bit of a breeze out of the southeast, 5 to 15 miles an hour. By 9 o'clock, 65 degrees. Excellent weather. Again, this game is live on WFAA Plus. Jesse, where can I get WFAA Plus? I'm so glad you asked. Look what I have right here. You can watch it for free on Apple. We'll have coverage beginning about 10 to 15 minutes before the game. Again, kickoff 7:30 in Rockwall. It's Forney versus Rockwall. We hope to see you there.
This week on weeks remain in the Texas high school football regular season. It's getting to be crunch time as teams battle for playoff spots. Tonight, a huge game in District 10 6A as Rockwall hosts Forney on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil. And with that, we welcome you inside the broadcast booth here at Wilkerson Sanders Stadium. Mike Leslie alongside the former Lincoln High and Kansas State linebacker Heckma Harrison. Heckma, these are two teams that have had topsy-turvy, kind of wacky seasons to this point, injury-riddled seasons in some ways. Tonight is a very important game for both of these two teams in terms of achieving their big picture goals of getting to the postseason.
Yeah, it's a ton of playoff implications on this one, a 10-6A matchup. And I tell you what, all of a sudden things have gotten interesting at the top, especially with the emergence of North Forney. I think that surprised everyone, especially when those preseason rankings, when they came out. But Rockwall, they feel like they have their destiny firmly in their hands. They understand what they have to do, and they absolutely understand how important this game is tonight.
The district standings in front of you here. North Forney off to a very, very good start. Upset Forney earlier on this season, 35-31 in a wild game. Rockwall 1-1 so far in district play. Both of these two teams have lost to Longview, who looks like they are probably the class of the district so far this season. Of course, Longview and North Forney still yet to play, but Longview has been very, very sharp to start this season. Both these teams still have everything in front of them, but a win tonight goes a long way for each of them.
No, it really does, and I think on the other side for Forney, that's how they feel. They understand that they get a win here tonight. It kind of sets the stage for everything else that happens for the rest of the season. Look, everyone wants to get that seeding in the playoffs. When you get down to week 6, 7 of Texas high school football, everybody starts to do the multiplication, all right? They start, if we beat them and they beat us, and then we'll be here, and so all of that starts to play in as well.
These are two teams that have been heavily impacted by injury this season. For the Rockwall Yellow Jackets, it came almost right out of the gates this season. Landon Locke, their starting quarterback, tore his ACL back in week 2 in their game against Lake Travis. This is a young man that was a star right from the word go. Threw a touchdown pass on his very first varsity pass. Let's go ahead and show you that play from back in 2022. He's been a star all the way through, was set to have a terrific senior season before heading to Wisconsin next fall. But again, the torn ACL in week 2 against Lake Travis upended his year. He had surgery on Tuesday. They were hopeful that he'd be able to get out here tonight, especially given that it is senior night. Senior night festivities happening down on the field right now. And then he will, we certainly hope, fully recover and go on to a terrific career at Wisconsin. But unfortunately for these two programs, he's not alone in dealing with significant injury issues. It has bit Forney just in the last week as well. And we can tell you tonight, Javian Osborne will not play for the Forney Jackrabbits. Their superstar junior running back broke his wrist a week ago against Longview. He has been terrific for them for years now. This was a run for him a year ago in the playoffs against Richland that was just spectacular. He had the touchdown run against Lancaster last year in their regional final playoff game when they won that game in overtime. He's been sensational for them. It's a good news, bad news kind of thing, though, for the Forney Jackrabbits. I was talking with their head coach, Jeff Fleener, earlier today. He said the bad news is he will not play tonight. Good news is, however, it will not require surgery. He will be able to play in the final 2 regular season games. So he'll miss tonight, but he'll be back next week, and he'll be back for the playoff run for these Forney Jackrabbits. They need to win those final 2 games of the regular season, certainly to get into the playoffs, but that's very good news. One of the best players in the area will be back on the field next week.
And I'm sure for Coach Fleener, he is asking himself, like, look, what do I have to do to not have these types of injuries take my star player out of the game? They're going to have to rely on some other cast of characters. And when you talk about Nelson Peterson and his big play ability, he's literally going to have to put on his cape tonight and really show why he has those stars behind his name. I mean, again, they have enough guys over there on offense that could possibly pick up the slack, but you're talking about Texas high school football's one of the best running backs in the state.
And it's one of the big question marks tonight is which team is going to have their other guys really step up and make plays for them with Landon Locke out. Obviously, Rockwall's had longer this season to be prepared for this situation. Forney obviously having to deal with this just this week. This happened in the 4th quarter of their game against Longview last week, so this is very fresh to them. They were hopeful all week long. We were talking with Coach Fleener all week. Hey, maybe we'll get good news on Thursday morning or Friday morning that he might be able to get out there and play this week. again, they got pretty good news. He's not able to play tonight, but he will be back for the rest of the season. But it was right down to the tooth and nail whether or not he'd be able to play tonight. So that's a tough situation for them to have to now make that stylistic change, that game plan change, and say, okay, Taylon Strange, Jarrell Smith, it's on you.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of these guys, they live for. You're sitting behind a guy that is all world, and all of a sudden you get your opportunity to show your worth. So look, they have some guys that are ready, willing, and able to get the job done tonight.
So let's get to our players to watch for tonight, because there's another young man in the backfield for the Forney Jackrabbits that you need to know, and it's this young man right here, Nelson Peterson, their starting quarterback, a 4-star prospect, and Heckma, he's got some roots.
Yeah, he has some pretty good roots at that. Adrian Peterson's little brother. And you know what? I'm sure for Nelson, that's one of the things that he doesn't want to be known for or live by. But it's unescapable, okay? So, Nelson, just get used to it. Last week, we got an opportunity to see a great quarterback in Keelan Russell, who is one of the nation's top quarterbacks. And we get an opportunity tonight to see this kid. Nelson Peterson is going to be a name that you need to remember, because I tell you, he has a strong arm. And tonight, you're going to see him display that strong arm, but also he's going to have to use his legs tonight as well to be able to carry this Jackrabbit squad to a victory.
And Big Bro, if you're watching tonight, drop a comment in the YouTube feed. Let us know you're tuning in, Adrian, if you're out there watching somewhere in the universe. For Rockwall, their wide receiver, Tristan Gooch, is really, really special. This is a kid that's a good football player, really smart kid, too. Ivy League schools all over the place offering this kid to come play.
Oh, he is phenomenal. One of those wide receivers that truly understands coverages, and when you evaluate his game, you see him sit down in those zones. He knows exactly how to beat guys man-to-man. When you look at his highlight reel, he's always behind the safeties, and you got to ask yourself, what is this kid doing? How fast is he? And it's just he's a technician at the line of scrimmage. Really hard matchup for any quarterback in 6A. I think that him and his quarterback, Brick Rickard, has really gotten off to a really great start in spite of that injury to Locke.
I feel like I have said to you many times in the recent weeks that, hey, tonight might be a shootout. Tonight might get really pointy. This might be a track meet back and forth. I feel like I've said that to you, like, I don't know, 3-4 weeks in a row. I don't know, maybe I've been wrong. It feels like week after week after week when I've said that. I feel most confident saying it this week as compared to, like, shoot, both these teams gave up a lot of points to Longview. This one, again, listen, I'm a former high school quarterback. I'm always on the lookout for a pointsy game. It's what I think is fun. He's a former linebacker. He wants to see, tooth and nail and just grinding it out in a 13-10 type of game where we're cut from a different cloth with that. I don't know. It feels like this one might be going in that direction.
I'm praying for defense. He's praying for offense. He's telling on himself right now. But I absolutely agree with you, especially in a game like this where you're missing so many stars. You're going to put so much on so many other players. Yeah. But also, it's going to be up to these defenses to make adjustments. You have two of the best coaches literally in the state. So it's going to come down to so many things. So, look, I tell you what, this is what I'm praying for you, an onside kick tonight.
Former kicker, too. Let's talk a little bit about these coaches. Jeff Fleener, the head coach at Forney, in his 4th year now with the Jackrabbits. He has built a program here that's become very successful very quickly. 13-2 a year ago, made it all the way to the state semifinals. Really, really special run. But now jumping up to 6A, this is a whole different animal, and we've seen that challenge lay itself bare for Forney this year with a couple of games where they've been right there. 3-point game against Waxahachie, 4-point game against North Forney. They've been in all of these football games, just haven't quite been able to get just over the hump.
And Coach Fleener has definitely coached some of the best and brightest stars in the state of Texas, formerly coaching Kyler Murray as one of his pupils. And I tell you what, I just think that what it's taken him is time to build and get the balance of this team. Missing Osborne tonight is a really big thing for this offense because he adds that dimension of balance for them on those outside zone runs. Strange is going to have to take a lot of that off. But I tell you what, it's going to be a game of adjustments on that side. And I tell you what, Rockwall, man, man, this is one of those teams that is going to give you a lot of eye candy, a lot of things to look at because they execute very well as well.
Yeah, Fleener, the former offensive coordinator at Allen when he was coaching Kyler Murray back in the 2012, 2013, 2014 timeframe before he went and got himself his first head coaching position. For Rockwall, similar story. Trey Brooks has been part of this Rockwall program for a long time, going back to the Rodney Webb days. Now he's taken over as the head man, his 5th year as the head coach here at Rockwall. They're having a difficult season right now. For them to be 3-3 is abnormal. They're used to stacking up 10-2, 11-2, 13-1 type of seasons around here. That's what they do on the regular. But again, the injury bug has been hard to overcome. Landon Lott getting hurt in week 2 was they got sideswiped by that, and that's a really hard thing to overcome. Brent Rickard, though, has done a really nice job of stepping into that role.
No, they have, and the thing for Coach Brooks is what he said is, look, I didn't do us any favors at the beginning of the season. They scheduled some juggernaut teams, and Lake Travis is one of them. You look at those losses, they didn't lose to some nobodies. They really did sharpen their axe in those preseason games, and they found they're trying to find their footing, again, even without their star quarterback, but they understand who they are. These guys have been playing this offense and through this defense since they've been in bitty ball, middle school, and now getting an opportunity. So they know exactly what this scheme is all about. And again, if you like the X's and O's of football, you are going to get a treat tonight.
Yeah, they lost to Lake Travis, one of the top 10 teams in the state rankings in 6A, 45-42. Played them to a really close game. Lost to a North Crowley team that is just an absolute buzzsaw and one of the very best teams in the state. I think, my money, one of 4 teams in the state that has a chance to go win a 6A D1 state title. They're part of that small group that has a real chance to go do so. So losing to them is no shame whatsoever. And their other losses to Longview, who has looked fantastic this year as they jump back up to 6A right alongside Forney. They were in district last year with Forney as well. Both those schools jumping up into this district here in the 2024 and 2025 realignment cycle. So 3 losses against really, really good football teams.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's hanging his hat on as he's looking through, getting through the rest of this district. He's saying, look, guys, we've gone up against some tough opposition, which should make us ready for moments just like this. They know exactly what Forney is going to give them, and that's all they can handle tonight.
Senior night tonight here at Rockwall, and they have been matriculating their way through the senior night festivities, but we are getting very close to being done with all of that and ready for kickoff here in Rockwall. The coin toss just moments away. One of these 2 teams is about to chalk up a very important win in their season. Forney and Rockwall. Kickoff is next. The 12-yard touchdown. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Prosper at Allen. Stream the broadcast free. Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking your pups out, make sure to protect their paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Just about time to get underway here in Rockwall. Wilkerson Sanders Stadium, the site tonight, nearly 10,000 capacity. Forney won the toss and deferred. Rockwall will have the football first. So we will get a chance to see Brent Rickard and this very talented Yellow Jackets offense when they kick it off here in Rockwall. Right after this on Friday Night Football. The 12-yard touchdown. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Prosper at Allen. Stream the broadcast free. Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus today.
Friday Night Football on WFAA Plus, sponsored by Texas de Brazil. Tonight, we're in Rockwall, Wilkerson Sanders Stadium, the site, for a battle of two programs trying to cement their status as some of the premier programs in the area in a game that figures to heavily impact playoff positioning in District 10 6A. Forney won the toss and deferred. Rockwall with the football to start. Get a chance to see this Rockwall offense that can be lethal.
Yeah, I was thinking that if Coach Fleener won the toss, that they would take the ball immediately, thinking that, hey, we need to start fast on offense. We're missing our stud running back. You know, let's get into some type of rhythm. Hey, but they're going to get the ball to start the second half. The plan must be to obviously try and get points to end the first half and then get the split to score at the beginning of the second. So let's see if that strategy pays off for Coach Fleener.
Forney to kick it away. Vincent Hart, the junior kicker, set to send it deep. For Rockwall, Jack Duckworth and Cameron Marsh. Deep to return inside their own 5. Underway in Rockwall, and it will be from the zone 2-yard line. Duckworth coming up the near sideline. Jack Duckworth with space. Jack Duckworth across midfield with a blocker and run out of bounds at the 40. No flags and a great start for the Rockwall Yellow Jackets.
Talk about changing field position in a hurry. Duckworth walking it out, has his blocker set up in front of him, and you see the patience from him as a kick returner right away, getting down his near sideline. And talk about getting things started in plus position right now for the Yellow Jackets. And I love these sweet uniforms.
The orange and black, apropos here in October. A 60-yard kickoff return for Duckworth, and they'll start at the plus 38. Handoff Wilson. Spun down after a pickup of 3.
Jameer Wilson, to me, Mike, he's going to be the guy that they have to get behind tonight.
Wilson, the senior running back, over 650 rushing yards on the year on 100 carries even. Pretty good yard per carry average. This Forney defense giving up 31.5 points per game. Up the middle goes Wilson again. Wilson's got a first down, banged down inside the 30-yard line at the 26.
And the one thing about this Trey Brooks offense is you have to make sure that you get back to the line of scrimmage. They go so fast. We're going to be talking fast tonight, Mike.
First and 10 at the 26 for this Rockwall offense. 3-3 on the year. Their 3 losses, as we mentioned earlier, have come to teams that are a combined 16-2 on the year. Rickard to the air, wide open over the middle, and in 1 minute and 4 seconds, Rockwall is on the board. Cameron Marsh on the receiving end.
And that's easy money starting things off. And I tell you what, man, this is a post route, and it doesn't get any easier than that for Rickard. What you do is you set everything up with play action with Jameer Wilson, and the next thing you know, you are abandoning the pass protection and guys behind you, and there's Marsh walking literally into the end zone.
Marsh with his 9th touchdown reception of the year. And it is a 7-0 start for the Rockwall Yellow Jackets. Cameron Marsh on the receiving end. He couldn't have been much more wide open. Rickard just lobbed it up to him. And Rockwall starting fast here on Friday Night Football. The 12-yard touchdown. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Prosper at Allen. Stream the broadcast free. Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
WFAA Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses. It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of human spirit, its agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify communities. We give you the stats, but inspire you with the stories, the unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable. We bring it to you all because sports lives in all of us.
Back in Rockwall, 7-zip Yellow Jackets in a blink. Keep an eye on this, the 2-kicker setup here for Rockwall with Daniel Estrada and Gordon Holland. Both of them can kick it away. They can get cheeky with it and try and trick you. This time they will kick it deep, and from his own 16-yard line, here goes Amari Jahil, and Jahil's got running room. Amari Jahil with a nice return out to the 47-yard line. So Forney Harrison will start with good field position, and it comes with their starting quarterback, Nelson Peterson, wearing number 8. 10 combined touchdowns on the year. The younger brother of NFL legend Adrian Peterson. This kid has got a lot of talent. You can see the bloodlines coursing through this kid. He's pretty special.
Yeah, not only that, man, he is a big kid, 6'3", 191 pounds. Let's just say 200, okay? I mean, he's a big body, but also you're going to be impressed by this arm.
Nowhere to go, though, on the first play from scrimmage as he tried to hand it off to Jarrell Smith, the sophomore. If you're late in joining us, Javian Osborne, the superstar junior running back from Forney, broke his wrist a week ago against Longview in the fourth quarter. It was touch and go. They were hopeful he might have been able to go tonight. They ultimately decide he won't play tonight. He will be able to play the final 2 weeks of the regular season. So Talon Strange and Jarrell Smith will have to step in his place and try and make plays here for this Jackrabbits offense. But they face 2nd and 14 quickly. Peterson looking deep, overthrows his open man. He had DJ Page behind the defense, but sent it out of bounds.
Yeah, this is just a ball that got away from Peterson. You saw that was a great play fake at the line of scrimmage. Everybody goes with the runner, but then that ball, like I said, ball just gets away from him and sails over the head of his receiver.
Over 500 of you listening right now on the WFA YouTube channel. Please drop a like on the page and drop a comment in our chat feed as well. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. I've seen some comments here about, hey, we need to get Nelson Peterson at Oklahoma. It will be 3rd down. The penalty was on the offense, and it was declined by Rockwall. So it'll be 3rd down and 14. They've got to get to the plus 43 to move the chains. Pressure coming. They pick it up. Peterson steps up in the pocket, has a man open, complete downfield inside the 40. Making a man miss and slung down from behind at the 30-yard line is Forney's Orangey, and it's a 1st down.
In Orangey, again, a great route. He was open for a long time, but Nelson Peterson, he is having to dance out of the pocket, avoid, find his wide receiver, not only at the marker, but allow him to pick up that plus yardage.
Very similar to the 2nd down play. 2nd down, he airmailed it. That one was a dart. Up the middle they go on the run here. A pickup of 3 is twisting his way to the 38-yard line is Jarrell Smith. Smith, a sophomore, They said Javian Osborne has kind of taken him under his wing a little bit over the course of the last year or so as Smith has become a key piece of this varsity program. He'll have to be the guy tonight, he and Talon Strange, who is just a freshman but also very, very talented in his own right.
Yeah, they're going to have to pick up the pieces for him, and that's a tall ask.
2nd and 7 here for Forney. 13-2 a year ago the Jackrabbits were, all the way to the state semifinals in 5A-D1. Nice run here by Jarrell Smith. That's enough for a first down to the 29-yard line. This is a Forney program jumping up to 6A this year that has a lot of talent and has a bright future. A lot of the guys that are difference makers for them are sophomores and juniors, Ekmo.
Yeah, you said it. His future is bright. Great blocking up front as well.
1st and 10. Peterson, near side. Nice catch on the near sideline. What a catch by DJ Page to get a toe in bounds.
Oh, hey, DJ right now, this is sweet stuff right here. This is an overthrown ball, but able to get his foot down. And they're going to call that good. That is in, man. That is sweet stuff.
That is incredible body control from DJ Page. Speedster himself as well, a 400-meter district champ a year ago, running 48.85. He can move, and apparently he can get the feet down inbounds too. Here's Talon Strange, the freshman, with blockers on the outside. That's in the neighborhood of a hold, the flag that was behind the play. Strange is in the end zone, but it looks like this is coming back.
Oh, that is unfortunate because these guys had it blocked up well. I think they catch him on the backside here. I don't know if it was number 77, Jordan Caraway. But they threw it in that direction, but boy, they had it all lined up, and it's unfortunate that they get a penalty.
Grady Dale, our referee today, heading up a 7-man crew. It is indeed a hold, and that will bring the football back to, I believe, the 21-yard line. Let's see where they walk this back to. Yes, the 21.
But, Mike, one of the things that I'm loving right now is the balance that they're keeping. Jarrell Smith, he's putting in some work, giving them some tough yardage, and just not making them one-dimensional, which the Jackrabbits are trying to make them.
1st down and 18 now after the penalty. Strange again gets the carry. This time pushes the pile forward to the 15-yard line. Forney head coach Jeff Fleener said they've just had a wild season from an injury standpoint. It's been pockmarked through the season that they've been dealing with this, and obviously no bigger a scenario than to be missing Javian Osborne, their best football player, one of the best players in the country, a top 5 running back in the junior class, but they're moving the football right now, even despite his absence. 2nd down and 12, empty set here for Peterson. Flushed forward in the pocket, right into the teeth of the defense, breaks a tackle, and drags a tackler to the 10-yard line. Good work by Peterson to make that a positive gain.
And you were just talking about missing Osborne. This is one of the things that Peterson is going to have to do. He's going to have to pick up the slack here in the running game. Whether it's 3, 4, doesn't matter. Just keeping the possessions going, but also picking up positive yardage.
3rd down and 7. They've got to get to the 3 for a first down. Movement up front, and they're going to have to make 12 yards now to pick up the first down.
Like I say, mixing in a little bit of good with a little bit of bad, man, and that'll keep you stagnant. And it's obviously where it's happening. You're down in the red zone. The Jackrabbits still have an opportunity to pick up a first down, but, man, you just make that degree of difficulty that much more severe. Now you're looking at a 3rd and, I believe, 12.
Yeah, 3rd and 12 from the 15. It does open up a little more space for the passing game, hypothetically. Peterson, near side, picked off. Intercepted up the near sideline. Back across the 30 is Zayden Edwards, the junior, with his first interception of the year.
And this is the ball that I'm sure Nelson Peterson is going to wish that he had back. He's thinking that that receiver is going to come back to the ball. They undercut him. I mean, what a great read. That's just film study and understanding what they like to do when they get down into the red zone. Edwards reads that like a book. Should have had a pick 6.
A nice drive from Forney, upended by that on a 3rd and 12. And Rockwall starts at their own 38. Rickard quickly to the air, incomplete, looking for Cameron Marsh, who had the touchdown reception.
And I tell you what, this is the thing about this Rockwall offense. They do a lot of things with motion. They're back to the line of scrimmage. For the defense, man, that is a nightmare because you got to get lined up really quickly, read your keys. You got to trust it all.
They want to be go, 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 go. And here it is up the middle with Jameer Wilson twisting his way for 9, and it's 3rd and 1. 6:27 on the clock when the play ended. How much time will be left when they snap it again?
And again, you have to be turned around, ready to go, signal in because they're snapping it.
Maybe 11 seconds between plays. Deep ball near side. On the money for Tristan Gooch. Out of bounds at the 14.
Well, the job of these cornerbacks, Chris Turner and Jaden Webb, these guys are going to be stressed out. And look at the ball right there from Rickard. He puts that. He could have just walked it out there and handed it to him.
Swallowed up in the backfield is Jameer Wilson. Nowhere to go. 6 white jerseys surround him.
Yeah, that's the response that you want from your defensive coordinator right now. Brandon Stewart has probably told his guys, look, they're going to go quick. You got to be ready to go. It's one thing to try and simulate that in practice, but it's another thing to see it live in the game.
2nd down and a dozen. Motion man is Gooch. He'll get the handoff here.
Ball's
nowhere
out.
to go. That's the helmet.
Okay.
The helmet of Forney's Xavier Young, the junior linebacker, went flying there. No gain on the play, and it's now going to be 3rd and a dozen. Rua Sycophant in the YouTube comment says watching from Oregon. Davian says watching from Fort Worth. Let us know where you're watching from tonight in the YouTube feed. Big 3rd down and 12 here. Can Forney figure out a way to get a stop? Reverse coming near side, lots of space, and to the corner goes Cameron Marsh for the touchdown. 16 yards on the reverse, and Marsh has got his 2nd score of the night.
First of all, this is just a beautiful play design from the beginning. Look at all the traffic going one way. The ball is coming back across. It was almost like it was direct snap there to Cameron Marsh. Handoff, reverse, coming the other way, fools the entire defense of Forney. And just like that, man, they are just moving the ball so quickly, so effortlessly. And, man, everything that they have on their play sheet is working.
Cameron Marsh, you saw him holding up 2 fingers, 2 touchdowns in not even 7 minutes worth of action. Rockwall jumping out to an early 14-0 lead here on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives.
Have you seen this? Rockwall safety Caden Warren, a viral sensation because of his homecoming proposal to his girlfriend Macy earlier this year. His teammates, as you can see in the background there, spelling out Hoko, but backward.
Yeah.
Question mark OCOH, and you can just see the body language from Caden Warren and his teammate Justin Reicher's back there like, what do we do wrong? This went super viral, tens of millions of views on TikTok, on Instagram. This was on SportsCenter. This went everywhere. I was talking with some of the Rockwall cheerleaders earlier this evening about what this moment was like and what the school felt like in the aftermath. They said Caden didn't mind going viral, being on SportsCenter and having a chance to enjoy all of that. Pretty cool stuff, and that was seen by many. We actually did a story about it on Channel 8 too. Sydney Persing came out and did a story and interviewed both Caden and his girlfriend Macy. Forney on the return there, out to their 36-yard line, so decent field position. But very quickly, Heckman, they've got to find a response here.
Well, I take it that she said yes to the proposal, but football players
she
will
did, yes.
Okay. Well, we will mess up anything. And, I mean, he should have had it spelled out a little bit better. You got to put numbers on guys. All right, you're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 3, you're number 4 and 5 to make sure that this thing happens correctly. But man, how great was that?
Little reverse here from Forney coming near side. Good cut up field and helicopter down is DJ Page. A pickup of 4 on the play.
Now you're in a position, if you're the Jackrabbits, where you have to get a score. You have to get a score. Right now, your defense is getting gashed. And on the other side, you got to sit these guys down and just tell them, trust what you see. We've tried to get those looks on scout team all week long. Guys, you got to trust it. And right now, they're really in a blender. They don't know what's coming their way.
2nd down and 6. Peterson. Again, finding DJ Page. He's been his favorite target here in the early going. Page able to pick his way for 4 more. And it will be 3rd down and manageable.
And I like this scheme right here offensively. Just finding a way to dink and dunk and get those comfortable throws from Nelson Peterson. Again, he's putting the ball on the money and allowing his playmakers to do what they do out in space.
3rd down and a pair. They've got to get to the 46. Talon Strange, the freshman, pushing the pile and kind of bear crawling his way to have the 1st down.
By any means necessary is what Strange is saying. I got to get to the sticks. He runs into the back of a wide receiver, a blocker, but still doesn't stop him from getting to the marker.
1st and 10 at the 47. Kathy Rosen in the YouTube comment says, watching from Gun Barrel City, says go Forney. Peterson, deep ball, has a man behind the defense, right on the money for the touchdown. Amari Jahil on the receiving end, no flags.
I literally said it in the open. Last week we saw a great quarterback for Duncanville and Keelan Russell, but Nelson Peterson is built in that mold. That is a ball that is on the money. Man, we got some quality QB play out here in Rockwall tonight.
That was a dot from Nelson Peterson, and it is 14-7 here in Rockwall. I might have finally gotten the track meet I was asking for, Heckma Harrison. We got ourselves some offense here in Rockwall. Good one underway on Friday Night Football.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
The 12-yard touchdown. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Prosper at Allen. Stream the broadcast free. Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
That Prosper Allen game next week should be fun. Forney kicking it away from his own 16-yard line comes Cameron Marsh. Marsh trying to find an alley. Good cut up field. Made a couple guys miss and out across the 35-yard line. Again, good field position for Rockwall in what has quickly become a back-and-forth football game. Heckma, we asked the question off the top, which defense is going to be able to make a stop? We're talking about a Forney defense that gives up 31 a game. We're talking about a Rockwall defense that gives up 42 a game. These defenses have had some rough moments over the course of their seasons. Which one's going to make that timely stop tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, for Forney, they've got to get a stop right now. I think the rhythm that this offense has gotten into is, you saw in that last out, man, they are victimizing these guys on the edges. So they've got to at least put some pressure on them and slow things down.
They ran the blitz right up the middle, but Rockwall runs right by it with Jameer Wilson for a dozen and a 1st down.
They are blocking this up the front so well. And you see the way that they're opening, just pretty much split that 1 technique and 3 technique to the side and gave plenty of room right there for their running back.
Lot of play action in the backfield, throwing it deep, and the diving catch is made at the 13-yard line. What a grab by Rockwall's Jaden Petrino.
And you're talking about the eye candy of this offense. There's a reverse that freezes the linebackers and safeties, and they're already snapping the ball again.
Already snapping it again, and chased down from behind is Wilson. He picked up 4 yards before they could even set the sticks.
We're going to have to go in fifth gear here, Mike, for the rest of the night when they're on offense, okay?
They are flying down the field.
Yeah, and you're talking about which defense is going to respond. I mean, it's really hard when you're getting gashed like that, and you got to get back on the line.
2nd down and 6. Again, right up the middle, flags everywhere on this one as Jameer Wilson makes his way to the end zone, but it looks like it's coming back.
And I tell you what, that for a running back, that was one of those calls that's just, they get Cameron Johnson on the hold, number 73. But man, I tell you what, as a runner, Jameer Wilson, he has been putting in some work, a tough runner. And man, he's like, look, I've been picking up this on 1st down, 5 and 6 yards here and there, and finally I get an opportunity to break one, but it was all due to the hold that got him into the end zone.
So it sets up 2nd down and 17. Brandon in the YouTube comments says, watching from Kansas City tonight, doesn't have a team to root for, but just wants to see some quality football. He's getting that tonight, and what a catch in the end zone by Tristan Gooch.
Whoa, wait a minute.
1-on-2, and he hauls it in.
Mike, this is so pretty. Britt Rickard is back, throwing off of his back foot, double coverage, and Gooch is able to just, come back to the ball. Again, that's just quality throw. That's routes on air, pitch and catch. I don't care what you call that. That's so pretty.
We spotlighted Tristan Gooch off the top of the broadcast for a reason. Watch this one again.
Jeez.
1-on-2 in the end zone was Gooch, the senior wide receiver, and on a ball just lofted up by Brent Rickard. He says, I trust my guy. For good reason. 21-7 Rockwall. Still 1st quarter here on Friday Night Football. The 12-yard touchdown. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Prosper at Allen. Stream the broadcast free. Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+. What a catch by Tristan Gooch for the touchdown, kind of trying to follow in the footsteps of this young man, Jackson Smith-Njigba, the best player to come out of both of these two programs, if we're really being honest. Apologies to plenty of guys, but the career that Jackson Smith-Njigba had at Rockwall, then went on to have at Ohio State. Now he's a key impact player for the Seattle Seahawks, one of the very best players that the North Texas area has ever produced. And he calls Rockwall home. He had a terrific collegiate career at Ohio State. His performance in the Rose Bowl, I forget exactly what year it was. It was a year where they weren't in the playoff, and he was, I think, a sophomore. And he just came in and made play after play after play, 354 receiving yards.
It was crazy.
Unbelievable performance.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. And he's one of those players that when you talk about legends, how legends are born, it was Jackson Smith-Njigba on many a Friday night here in Rockwall Stadium that came to play, and just the name just started to resonate and ring bells. This guy is the Landry Award winner. I mean, he is one of those players that obviously when you got a chance to see him live, you came away and you're like, I just saw something special. And he has continued to be that, not only in the collegiate level, but also now in the pros.
So 1st and 10 at the 37 as Forney takes over once again. Again, needing to just go get points. That's going to be the story all night long. Can you go get points every single time you touch the football? Jarrell Smith, this kid can run the football. Javian who, man? I say that in jest because Javian Osborne is sensational, but both Smith and Talon Strange, a sophomore and a freshman respectively, just in the 1st quarter have made me go, okay, they're fine at running back. They're both very, very gifted runners of the football.
Yeah, you find guys, man, that are just getting their opportunity and finally taking advantage of it, and you see it right there with Smith.
2nd and 1, a dart over the middle, just a bit too hot for Orangey, and it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that's you got to have on oven mitts to catch that one. That thing had some mustard on it for sure.
If you're late in joining us,
stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why we say it's one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
3rd and 1, Peterson, far side, complete, 1st down, and again it's DJ Page. That connection has been a heavy portion of the offense tonight for the Forney Jackrabbits, and they move the chains.
As I look at this, the moon over the top of this stadium, I'm telling you, we got something freaky going to happen tonight. Eh? I don't know if you're talking about scores, but man, look at the moon. I mean, jeez.
May we be so fortunate. Peterson wants it all again. Wants Jaheel again. Oh, nearly. Sorry, that was DJ Page, the receiving target this time. Locked up on the far sideline by Zayden Edwards, 6 on 6, and that one was another terrific throw from Peterson that was just a bit too far.
And I tell you what, you could tell immediately that number 6 has a ton of speed. That kid is on that fade ball, and it looks like he is walking on air, how fast his legs are moving.
2nd and 10 at the 49. Jarrell Smith, man, he runs hard right up the gut, a burst of 6, and it's 3rd and 4.
And what you love about a runner like that, it looks like as soon as he gets the ball, he's running full speed. And, I mean, look, this is probably one of those games for Javian Osborne. He was probably pleading with his coach to be able to play tonight.
Yeah.
They're going to need him for longer in the season. I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall to hear that conversation between player and coach.
Javian was tweeting, Twitter direct messaging me, even telling me how much he wishes he could be out there this week, really wants to be out there with his team. I think they're very relieved that he'll at least be able to play again this season. He should be back next week for their game against Tyler Legacy. That will move the chains. A little swing pass to the far side with Preston Jackson, and that will be the final play of quarter number 1. Back and forth, up and down the field they go, 21-7. Get ready for some points this evening on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
We mentioned it off the top of the broadcast, but it bears repeating. Javian Osborne, this young man is special. One of the top 5 running backs in the country in the junior class. Out tonight, broke his wrist a week ago against Longview. But they did get good news. I was texting with Jeff Fleener earlier today, their head coach. He said it does not require surgery. He will be able to come back for next week's game against Tyler Legacy and be back for them the rest of the year. It's not going to require a pin. They were worried they might have lost him for the year. He is going to be back on the field for them next week. That is great news for this Forney program. 1st and 10, QB draw, and look at Nelson Peterson spinning his way and then getting punished for it, but picking up 8 on 1st down.
I mean, and he is such a big kid, and if you see him down at field level, you're impressed with how big this kid is, but this is the kind of slack, I said it earlier, that he's going to have to pick up in this running game. They have 2 running backs that really are doing a good job tonight, so you definitely don't need to rely heavily on them, but they go to an empty package, and that was definitely a design run.
2nd and 2. Again, they get it on the near side for DJ Page, and Page does a nice job to push the pile and pick up a 1st down. It looked like he had nowhere to go.
Yeah, wide receiver screen set up on that side in a bunch formation, and you see immediately those Yellow Jacket defenders converge on him, but they just get a push and a little bit of pull also to the sticks.
Calvin Smith in the middle of it all, helping to push the pile. 1st and 10 at the 26. Early 2nd quarter here on Friday Night Football. Peterson Gonna look to run again. Kind of sidesteps his way to the 20-yard line. Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas Day Brazil. Celebrate with us. Special occasions deserve unforgettable experiences. From intimate date nights to large gatherings, Texas Day Brazil is the perfect place to celebrate life's milestones in style. Second down and 4. They have to get to the 16 for a first down. Peterson intercepted, threw it right to Jack Duckworth. Duckworth on the return, out across the 30-yard line.
And I don't know if that's a miscommunication on that between the wide receiver and quarterback, but either way, that is a bad turnover right there for the Jackrabbits. They have so much momentum in this drive. They're having so many positive things happen, and then Nelson just airmails one to Duckworth. Duckworth, it doesn't get any easier than that when you're back in coverage and one just lands in your lap.
Duckworth had the kickoff return to start the game. Now he's got the turnover belt. Zayden Edwards made the first interception. Now Duckworth's got one too. 10:29 here in this second quarter. And Rockwall takes over again. Danger zone here for Forney. Marsh out of bounds at the 40.
Yeah, ball comes out at the last minute. However, that was a catch, and they do pick up positive yards.
Called the 39 and a gain of 6 on the play. Second down and 4, not second down and 37. The in-house scoreboard feeds our system. I'm not sure why it reads second and 37. Nowhere to go here, but a nice job by Jameer Wilson to dance his way for a couple. It will be 3rd and 1.
It looked like he was going to have, literally, that was going to be a tackle for a loss. But Jameer Wilson is just keeping his feet moving, and the ability to pick up positive yards says all you need to know about that young man.
3rd and 1 here for Rockwall. Gooch, the motion man, he's going to motion down into a quarterback sneak formation.
Wow.
He didn't get it. The far side line judge has him short by about half a yard.
And a young man we haven't had an opportunity to talk about in that Jackrabbits defense is number 2.
They say first down?
Yeah, they're giving him first down. They're moving the sticks right there.
Wow.
That is.
Did it not look like the spot was short?
Yeah, we got video evidence, and I'm telling you from our vantage point, it definitely did not look like he got to the marker. But
wow.
Either way, they make it easy for him and get the first down. But I'm talking about Kelvion Riggins, number 2. Keep your eyes on this kid. He has everybody recruiting him.
A Texas A&M commit, but 40 scholarship offers. Scampering up the far side is Cameron Marsh with another Rockwall first down, and he and Kel Riggins with a little chatter after the play. Riggins, you may remember at South Oak Cliff, made an impact for that football team. Now he spent the last 2 years here at Forney. Another big gash up the middle for Jameer Wilson.
And I tell you what, it's on first down. They're doing so much damage with the running game on first down, picking up big chunk yardage.
I'm not sure there were 4 seconds between the end of the play and the start of the next. This time Gooch on the receiving end picks up 5. How do you possibly defend this?
The thing is, how do you prepare to defend this?
Yeah.
I mean, this is insane, the pace that they're going with.
2nd and 5. Rickard, deep ball. Marsh, give him touchdown number 3 of the day. 26 yards from Rickard to Marsh.
How about for the hat trick on that last play? And Rickard and Marsh are definitely in a groove. He had his man beat by a couple of yards, and that ball just, again, pretty back shoulder. Rickard turns around, Marsh turns around, and he's got to pull out the fan because he knows he's on fire right now.
Cameron Marsh with 2 touchdown receptions, a touchdown run as well. The extra point is up and through. It is 28-7 Rockwall. Still early second quarter here on Friday Night Football. Heckma, what a performance from this Rockwall offense. Just an absolute
meat grinder of a pace. How do you possibly keep up with this?
I mean, I think offensively, you want for your offense to do your defense a favor and get some long sustaining drives and not turn the ball over. Easier said than done in this situation, but I think when you have an offense on the other side for the Yellow Jackets, they're just firing and clicking on all cylinders. It's hard to duplicate this type of rhythm that they run their offense with. I don't care how you do it in practice, the simulation and those precision throws, they're running a lot of misdirection at this defense. These guys don't know what they're seeing. When you see the safeties and the linebackers go one way and then Marsh or Gooch is coming out a completely different direction and cornerbacks and safeties are all alone, it's a mismatch.
I thought it was really interesting what Jeff Fleener told us earlier this week. He said the biggest challenge with the pace that Rockwall plays with is just getting aligned. He said they did some research on this. 82 to 85% of the errors that are made by a defense against a team that plays with this kind of tempo are made pre-snap, just in terms of where you get yourself aligned. Kickoff through the end zone will be a touchback, and Forney will start from their own 25-yard line. I thought that was fascinating because it's all about that pace gets you so discombobulated pre-snap, you don't know what your responsibility is, what your run fit is, what your coverage responsibility is, who your man is. You're so twisted around just trying to be even remotely in the position you're supposed to be in, let alone have that 2 seconds to think about, okay, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. And not only that, Mike, it's also the scheme. They run a lot of those power split zones and RPOs that, again, they keep your linebackers and safeties guessing. And by that time, man, there's guys behind them already.
So 1st and 10 here for Forney, but down 3 scores. DJ Page has been the offense so far tonight, and he'll pick up 8 on the first play of the possession.
And not just 8:31 left here in the first half. I just want to see the Jackrabbits get something positive happening for them. If they don't come away with a touchdown, at least have a long sustaining, just have a drive. Give their defense a break right now because those guys don't know if they're going or coming.
Bootleg 23 in the YouTube comment says NASCAR pace, truly, and really both offenses not quite to the same level with Forney. They're not as fast, but they're quickly back to the line of scrimmage, and a lot of running room here for Jarrell Smith out to the 40-yard stripe, and another first down here for Forney. I think the thing that's interesting, though, is they have driven the football. 3 drives now. They have gone down the football field. One yielded the long touchdown pass to Jehiel from Peterson to Jehiel, but they drove down the field 2 other times down into the red zone and just ended up coming away with deep in the opponent's possession interceptions instead of capping it off with a touchdown. Nearly bobbling that handoff was Jarrell Smith. A loss of a yard or 2 on the play.
And you and I, production meeting, when we're talking about these 2 teams, Mike, we said who's going to be able to overcome those early penalties and turnovers.
Yeah.
This is a part of the game. You'd rather it happen earlier than later, but right now the Jackrabbits have really dug themselves a deep hole, and now you got a 3-possession lead if you're on the other side for Rockwall.
2nd down and a dozen. Smith will get the handoff again. Does a good job of running through contact and picks up 3 yards, but it's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, he's doing his, right now what he's doing is he's doing his Javian Osborne impersonation, because that is exactly the kind of runner that he is. Arm tackles just don't work. You got to find a way to get that guy down. He's so, compact and powerful, but he just continues to churn those legs also.
3rd down and 9. They've got to get to the midfield stripe to move the chains. Peterson looks far side to their offensive coordinator, Jarrett McCollum, calling the plays for an offense that averages 36 a game. Play action, deep ball. Trying to make a circus one-handed catch was DJ Page. It's incomplete, and Forney's going to have to punt it.
And that's frustration right there. You see it from DJ Page, because DJ Page felt like he had a step. Right now the ball is just floating on Peterson. Getting away from him, he needed to put that one a little bit more to the inside to give his playmaker an opportunity. And they have been going with that quick pace, and man, just like that, they're giving the ball back to the Yellow Jackets.
Vincent Hart on to punt it away. Wobbly kick up the near sideline. It's going to be terrific field position here for the Rockwall offense, as if they need any help. They're going to take over. It looks like in plus territory at the 46.
46-yard line, and that was, you know, look, that punt had disaster on it from the beginning. A low snap, not able to get any foot into it because he has a guy bearing down on him. But man, talk about things going from bad to worse for this Forney defense.
A 5-yard punt. They might as well have gone for it. And here again comes Jameer Wilson, flag behind the play, probably a hold. Max Bureau, the center, the offending party, and it will be first down in about 20, depending on the spot.
Yeah, this offensive line, they're not very tall, not very big. They go 6'2", 6'1", 6'1", 6'1". Now you do have Cooper, the mountain Sanborn, out there on the end. Is 6'5", 250. But otherwise, man, these guys just stick on to you. You see how aggressive they are up front.
So on 1st and 20, Rickard snowed under. The pass rush gets home for Forney. Abel Carloway with the sack, his second of the year.
And we're going to call that a coverage sack because literally the defenders, they are in that zone, and Rickard does a good job of not throwing that, because if he does, that's going to be an interception.
2nd down and 25 now. We have not seen the Rockwall offense go backward tonight. A couple of penalties here and there, but nothing that they haven't been able to overcome. This is a tough spot here. They've got to get to the 36 in Forney territory to move the chains. They're at their own 39. Rickard's going to try and run for it. Beg your pardon, it's going to be Gooch that goes in there in a little wildcat look, and he picks his way forward to the 46, but it will still be 3rd and very long.
And if you've done any scouting of Rockwall, they do that with Gooch. They allow him, because of his athleticism, to get into that wildcat offense and pick up the positive yards like you just saw there.
3rd and 18. Rickard back there at quarterback again. Took over in week 2 for Landon Locke, did Brent Rickard. Young man who's been in the program for a very long time. Been in Rockwall since 1st, 2nd grade, been running this system forever. Kind of the quintessential perfect backup quarterback to come in this kind of spot. Nowhere to go for Marsh but a face mask and a just terrible penalty for the Forney defense. It's going to go against Bryce Lott. There was no need for it, and they give away a 1st down.
And the defensive coordinator right now, man, I can't even tell you the word that he just said. But that's one of those where you finally are able to get your defense off of the field, and you get a 15-yard face mask, automatic 1st down, and seems like it was all for naught.
1st and 10 at the 39. Again, the defensive front from Forney up to the task here, holding Jameer Wilson to 1 yard. But yes, just when it felt like for Forney, hey, you did it, you got to stop. That's a big deal against this Rockwall offense that is as high-powered as it is. I don't mean to say that in any sort of sarcastic way. That's a big deal. And then you give away a 1st down like that. That's a backbreaker.
Yeah, on the outside, though, number 35, he's playing really tough, getting down the line of scrimmage and not being fooled by the play action. He knows they're running the ball, but, man, when you see a guy
up the middle by Jameer Wilson.
Jameer Wilson is just carrying these guys on his back right now. He is hungry to get into that end zone.
Friday Night Football sponsored by Texas Day Brazil. Brazilian flavors, Texas spirit. Enjoy the best of both worlds, where Brazilian culinary traditions meet the bold flavors of Texas. Come for the food, stay for the adventure. Wilson backing his way to the 20, a gain of 6.
And Mike, I just want to point this out. These 1st down runs and the yardage that they're picking up, 5 and 6 yards of pop on 1st down. It makes everything else so much easier when you got 2nd and 4 and maybe 3rd and 2.
It is 2nd and 4 right now. Rickard, pump and go, looking for another with Marsh. Good defense man-to-man on that near side. Caden Webb in coverage.
Yeah, Caden Webb says, not today. I am not going to allow you to victimize me again. If Cameron Marsh makes that catch, That's ESPN Sports Center type stuff right there.
Yes. 3rd down and 4. Can Forney make a stop? Kel Riggin showing pressure off the edge. They come with it. Throw over the middle. Big hit, but hanging on is Tristan Gooch. 1st down, Rockwall.
Boy, I said it, man. Rickard and Gooch, this guy sounds like an 80s cop film. These two combined, the way that they connect out there, these two names, you better remember it, man. They are going to continue to have an impact on this season for Rockwall.
Was it Turner and Hooch, Rickard and Gooch?
Something or another.
1st and goal, Rockwall. Rickard again to the air. I don't think he knew the ball was coming, and still the touchdown catch is made by Jaden Petrino. Looked up and, hey, what do I have here? A touchdown catch.
I would love to set him up, set him up on a polygraph test, because he doesn't know that ball is coming. He is running that route, and before he knows it, he looks back at the quarterback and, wait a minute, ball is coming my way, and Rickard just sticks it on him.
34-7 Rockwall. 2:38 to play here in quarter number 2. This Yellow Jackets offense is humming.
Yeah, literally doesn't get any better than this, and they are clicking. And I just got to go back to that face mask penalty. They had an opportunity, did Forney, to get off the field, and that face mask penalty literally just took them out of their game, gives the Yellow Jackets a 1st down. You know, you got to do something other than commit those costly penalties that cost your defense. Stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why we say it's one taste, and you're golden at Golden Chick.
On the Friday Night Football halftime show, the Forney High School Band will take the field under the direction of Cody Newman. The Forney High Steppers and Star Dancers under the direction of Stacy Weisberg. The Orange Wave Band of Rockwall High School under the direction of Brandon Downs. And the Rockwall High School Stingerettes under the direction of Whitney Walker. All of that to come in 2 minutes and 38 seconds worth of game time here on Friday Night Football.
Wow. You asked for a shootout, you got one, partner.
Well, half of one.
Half of one.
Forney needs to find some responses here. Look at this return from Amari Jahil. Jahil racing out across the 45-yard line, crashing into one of the kickers. Another nice return from the junior Amari Jahil. Forney needs some more of that.
Man, Jahil, he's providing some juice for this offense. Look, you talked earlier about these defenses and the points that they've given up. The Jackrabbits are not out of it. They just have got to stop turning the ball over.
Yeah.
They are costing themselves, and obviously they're not being highly penalized. It's just them shooting themselves in the foot with the turnovers.
Turnovers, and when they have had penalties, they've been very ill-timed, like the face mask.
Yes.
Jahil with the catch far side. 2:26 here in the first half. Both teams still with all 3 timeouts remaining. If you cap off the 2 drives that ended in interceptions with touchdowns, it's 35-21, and you're right there. You've got the ball to start the second half. Go get points here. It's a 7-point. You're just that close, but a couple of key errors, and they're in a 28-point hole. Right into his own offensive lineman went the freshman Talon Strange. Sets up 3rd and 2.
But Mike, if you play the math here, you know you're down by a lot, okay? So here's the deal. 2:09 left here in the first half. You've got to get some points because you know you get the ball back to begin the second half, okay? You do yourself a favor right now and do everything that you have to pick up and get a touchdown now.
3rd down and a pair. Strange dances his way for the first down, a pickup of 3.
And it's good that they have those timeouts in their back pocket. They need to start considering taking one here pretty soon.
Matthew Presley in the YouTube comments says, I mean, without a significant number of defensive stops, they kind of are out of it. And it's a fair point. You're going to need to find some defensive stops. Nowhere to go here for Strange on this one. 1:20 to play here in the half. This would seem to be a good spot for a timeout. They continue to let it burn. It's going to be 2nd and 9. You have got to go get 7 points here before halftime. Down to 1:03. Peterson looking deep, taken down from behind. Cannot get away. Leander Parrish with his 3rd sack of the year, one of the team captains, sending Forney backward, and it's 3rd and 14.
And for Peterson, he is just keeping his eyes up the field, trying to wait on his wide receiver to come open, and he does not feel the pressure bearing down on him. And like you said, Leander Parrish, and right there, beating his man around the horn. That's the way you like to see it from an edge rusher.
Call it 3rd and 13. They've got to get to the 31. Peterson heaving deep. Has a man back there. It's Jahil. Underthrew it, and it's picked off. Another interception for Rockwall. Zayden Edwards with his 2nd of the night.
We talked about this possession for the for the Jackrabbits, and they could ill afford to have an interception right here. And that's one of those throws from Nelson Peterson that I believe, again, he's had a few. You wish that he had those back, but the ball is just floating on this young man. He's not getting his feet set underneath him, and you got a guy wide open. You got to make sure that you get that one home.
The turnover belt handed off to Zayden Edwards for the 2nd time tonight. This is a bit of a dangerous spot here for Rockwall at their own 1-yard line. They're going to have to push forward. If I'm Forney, call timeout, try and create some havoc here. It does not appear they will, and we will head to halftime in a 35-7 football game. What a half from the Rockwall Yellow Jackets, offensively and defensively. Brent Rickert with 4 first-half touchdown passes. Cameron Marsh with 3 scores of his own. 3 interceptions by the Yellow Jackets defense, and they are in control as we head to the break on Friday Night Football. Half of football we saw from the Rockwall Yellow Jackets on the football field too. Heck, well, let's take the fans through what we saw in that first half, because Brent Rickert, the backup quarterback who came in for Landon Locke earlier this season, put on a show in the first half of this football game, and right from the word go, it was Cameron Marsh on the receiving end.
Yeah, he's finding guys wide open in this offense, and again, he's just continuing to deal off of his back foot, and a guy with a hat trick is Cameron Marsh. You saw right there, wide open.
You mentioned the hat trick, 3 touchdowns in the half for Marsh. The second one here came on the ground on the reverse, beating everybody to the corner.
Yeah, that's just pure speed right there, and you see it on display immediately. Fooled that entire Jackrabbits defense. No way to catch that guy, and he literally just gets right to the pylon.
Forney would find an answer. Nelson Peterson with a beautiful throw here to Amari Jahil. You can't throw it better than that.
That's a dime. I mean, he's putting it right in only where Jahil can get to it, and great pitch and catch from the quarterback to the wide receiver. But man, we needed more of that from Nelson in the first half.
Because Rockwall would continue to pour it on. This touchdown pass from Rickert to Tristan Gooch. Look at this catch from Tristan Gooch.
Yeah, that's amazing concentration right there by Gooch. He is getting through 2 defenders. They're running underneath the ball. They just don't know where it is, and Rickert obviously putting it in a spot where Gooch can make a play on it.
This Rockwall offense was just too much to overcome. Touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. Again, Rickert to Marsh.
Yeah, this is, again, another pretty one, and that was the one where he goes, wait a minute, man, I got to fan myself because I am on fire right now. Beautiful throw on the back shoulder, and, man, just allowing his wide receiver to go up and make a play on it.
And just for good measure, one more time, and this one we were laughing about because I don't think Jaden Petrino knew the ball was coming until it was about halfway to him.
Well, I think he just ran such a good route. He fooled himself. The ball is coming to him, and next thing you know, it is tattooed to him. No way he was going to drop that one.
Honestly, a great job to make a hands catch and not let it get to his shoulder pads. There was a chance here late for Forney, but the deep ball that was intended for Jahil underthrown and intercepted. 3 picks in the first half for this Rockwall defense. Zayden Edwards with 2 of them, including that one there. And that is how we got to this point, 35-7, the halftime score in favor of Rockwall. Clay Marshall, if we can go straight to the halftime stats, because it's worth showing you the half that Brent Rickert has had so far in this football game. What a performance he has had to this point. 10 of 12, 191 yards and 4 passing touchdowns. Again, 2 of them to Marsh, 1 to Tristan Gooch, 1 to Jaden Petrino. This kid was the backup quarterback. He's been fantastic tonight.
Yeah, get an opportunity to really just display that arm strength, but his receivers are really, they're rewarding him by running those precise routes. That 285 of total offense is just indicative of the job that they've been doing and how balanced they've stayed. Got to give some credit there, though, to number 21, Jameer Wilson, 94 yards on the ground. I think that balance has really kept them just steamrolling on the other side. I'm looking at the Forney Jackrabbits. Those 3 turnovers, man, those have been the nail in their proverbial coffin in the first half.
The 3 turnovers really the difference in the football game, because we are not that far away. An ill-timed face mask penalty that gave Rockwall a free first down when it was going to be 4th and like 20. And the 3 interceptions. This game could very easily be 28-21 right now, and a much closer, much more competitive football game than what we have on our hands right now. Little squib kick right at the Forney front 5, and really a great job by Forney to pounce on top of that. Benny Williams with the cat quick reflexes to pounce on it at the 49.
And I'll tell you what, Benny, you got shortstop on your resume somewhere, because that was a great job getting in front of that ball, just in the hole. Done a good job getting it down on the ground and not allowing it to ricochet off of him and go forward.
Half expect him to get up and fire it to first.
Absolutely,
that was a great play.
Absolutely.
So 1st and 10 for Rockwall at their own 48-yard line. Good field position as they begin the process, they hope, of trying to get back in this football game, but nowhere to go for Jarrell Smith.
In Parrish, what a great read right there by number 9. Their 6'2", 225-pound edge, the team captain. And, man, you're just playing alignment assignment, disciplined football, following that run down the line of scrimmage, because at any moment, Peterson could pull that ball. He was not fooled.
2nd down and 13. Play action for Peterson. Pressure in his face immediately. Finds the escape hatch, but he missed a wide open Amari Jahil.
And right now, if I'm the coach, Coach Fleener right now, he needs to get his junior quarterback just to calm down. And I'm sure he's been in his ear all halftime, and just tell him, look, man, we go as you go. Calm down. The job is yours. Just make something of this second half. Get into some type of rhythm and just get some easy completion. Like you said, that was the safe hatch that he was supposed to be able to complete that ball to. Just too much on it and led his receiver too much.
So now 3rd and 13, they've got to get to the 42 in Rockwall territory. Pressure again in Peterson's face, dances away, fires backside, but incomplete. Well short of the intended target, and Forney with a 3-and-out to start the 3rd quarter.
Well, that is not the way you wanted to start this second half. I think one of the things that I'm seeing right now from this Rockwall defense, they come out in that 3-3-5 stack defense, and they are putting a lot of things in front of Peterson on that backside. May not know what coverage he's looking at. He's throwing across his body there, and just really lucky again that that's not intercepted.
So it's a line drive punt here, farther than the first one, but not by much. Down at the 42-yard line, and out comes this Rockwall offense again.
Wow. I mean, I'm just thinking about, spot. Yeah, it really is a tough spot to be in. Offensively, you're not getting a lot of things going your way. You're trying to find something positive to happen for you offensively if you're Forney, and they need to get something going. But right now, they give up a touchdown. I think we can start closing the curtain.
1st and 10, handoff here for Wilson. Give him 5 on the carry. Quickly back to the line as per usual for Rockwall. 2nd and 4. Wilson again. Pushes forward, close to first down yardage. It looks like he will indeed have enough to move the chains. First down and 10 at the 49. Rickert to the air. Deep ball, nobody home except for a Forney Jackrabbit, but he's not able to get underneath it. There was a chance for Chris Turner to make the interception, but it goes too far downfield. We've got a chance now to welcome into the broadcast booth with us a former Rockwall Yellow Jacket, Anthony Orji, a linebacker here years ago, now a member of the New Orleans Saints. Anthony, we appreciate the time. We were looking back through the archives. We did a game here at Rockwall in 2018. I believe you were still on the roster that fall with Jackson Smith and Jigba. So you played in the 2nd game we ever broadcast on WFAA back in the day. We appreciate you making some time. What's it like for you being back here at Rockwall, seeing your old boys doing some work tonight?
Man, it feels great. It feels great. It's my first time being a fan as a Rockwall game since I was in 8th grade, so I'm excited to be here.
Spinning his way up the middle is Wilson once again. This is going to be a challenge, Heckman, to try and conduct an interview here at the same time that the Rockwall offense is on the field because it's 4 seconds and they're back in the line of scrimmage right away.
Mike, I think we could pull it off, man. We got Anthony Orji here, man, a phenomenal athlete here at Rockwall. Man, I think the Orji DNA, man, is something to say about that, man. You guys are spreading those genes out, and you've seen so many great things happening for you, obviously now in the NFL, but your brother at Michigan as well.
Yeah, just praise God. Look at my hoodies, praise God. So, testament to my parents. Just they did a great job raising us, so just good genetics too, so can't get mad at it. Yeah.
Alex was part of that Rockwall team back in 2018 as well. He was just a freshman, but just getting on the roster. Your parents, I had a chance to talk with your parents that year as the handoff here goes to Wilson once again. This time, nowhere to go. In fact, loses maybe a yard. We did a story with your parents, with your family, the impact that your parents have made on you. Tell me a little bit about what they mean to you, what they've done to kind of build what the Orji family is and has become in the football world, but in general.
Oh, man, my parents mean everything to me, obviously. Like, just not just football, but life, how they've raised me up with academics, social life, my spirit, my spiritual life, everything. So just the way they brought me up in this world is amazing. I'm forever grateful.
I gotta say this, man. You know, your brother, we look at him as your younger brother. We look at him as a Saxy Mustang. Okay, so let's just keep it. You know, my son goes to Saxy, so I gotta say that. You know, we'll give you the Rockwall, but you know, we look at him as a Saxy Mustang.
I guess you can have. He did his thing over there. I'm not mad at it. He did his thing over there. It's all good. It's all good. It's all love.
What do you think of what you've seen from Rockwall tonight? I mean, they're moving the football in big chunks.
That's what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what Rockwall does. It's back when we had Xavier Steele all the way to now, so it's what we do.
So what's going on with the Saints, man? You came here to Dallas, blew the Cowboys out, but now you've fallen on some rougher times the last few weeks.
Just adversity, man. Just injuries, just struggling. Offense, just struggling. So offense, defense leads, all that. So we're just trying to get back on track. Just get guys healthy so we can get back on track and just start winning again.
Clay Marshall, our director, this is the perfect time. We've got a timeout on the field. Can we call up VO9 and bring you back to the 2018 Texas high school football season? We started doing broadcasts here on WFA 1 week prior to this game. We did Waxahachie Mesquite Poteet, and then this was the second game we ever did, Rockwall and Arlington Bowie. And there is Jackson Smith and Jigba.
There go that man.
He was magnificent. This was a great football game. Arlington Bowie came back and tied the game just before halftime on this deep ball. They led 28-21. You guys, though, came back and got the win. It is really hard to stop Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Bowie couldn't do it that night either. Having played with him, having been a part of this Rockwall team with Jackson Smith and Jigba, what was it like to play with him, and what is it like to now see him doing what he's doing in the league with the Seahawks?
I've been known Jackson since I was a little kid, played Little League football with him, so I always said, like, watching him in high school, I've been witnessing greatness, because I always say he's the best football player I've ever seen with my own eyes, like, truly. That dude, he's like that. So watching him with the Seahawks, watching him at Ohio State, I'm no surprise for me. He's been that.
And Forney Orji, a former Rockwall Yellow Jacket, joining us here in the broadcast booth. 35-7 the lead for Rockwall, and they are moving down the field as they did all through the first half as well. First and goal here from the 9. Rickert looking end zone again, and it's going to be Tristan Gooch for the second time tonight, hauling in the touchdown grab. Rockwall's offense just continues to march.
Come on, you got a future in color commentating.
Hey.
What do you see right there, man?
You know, I'm seeing just quarterback just trust his receiver, put it where only put it up high where the kids can't get it. You know what I'm saying? Just receiver making a play. That's all I see.
All right, man. Don't get too good at this. All right, I still need my time. but man, you've seen this Rockwall offense, and that's the one thing about Rockwall. You guys have run a complicated offense and have always been quick strike and getting back to the line of scrimmage. How much have you seen that as a former defender, how much that throws people off, how fast they run their plays?
Man, I would hate to play our Rockwall's offense. I always say that. You're going to get tired. You got to get your drives right because you're going to be moving parts. But they don't make mistakes. They know what they're doing, so they're going to do it at a high level. So just the way Rockwall's offense has been like that for years. So the way they just move the ball and get set and be able to snap it and everyone on the same page is tremendous. It's a testament to the coaching, really. Coach Brooks has done an amazing job. Been doing that since before I even got to high school.
Yeah,
so
right.
Just proud of him. Now he's the head man. So it feels great to watch him play.
You don't see that kind of pace necessarily in the NFL very often. It's rare.
Thank God.
How hard is that to get lined up for and be ready for what's coming at you?
Yeah, because like as a defender, like I like to read the offense, what they do, like how they line up, all the little details. So when your offense lines up quick, you won't get a chance to getting tips. Then it's like, oh shoot, you just gotta go out there and just let your instincts play. So it's kind of harder, but yeah, it's definitely something. I forget these hashes are so wide.
Yeah, and that's something.
Yeah, well, the hash is so wide. I'm tripping.
It's almost a different game.
Yeah.
The narrow hash marks in the NFL certainly make for some wider open spaces in some circles, but obviously when you set up on one hash at the high school level and the collegiate level, it can create a lot of space that you got to cover.
I remember calling your games, man, when you were in high school as well. He's bringing it out 1 yard deep.
Look at this from DJ Page out across the 35-yard line to the 38, and Forney will start with good field position, but of course in a massive hole here, 42-7.
My question to you is, man, did you guys play any other sports besides football? Because I mean, you and your brothers have always had wheels, running ability. Were you involved in any other sports besides football?
Well, like my little brother, he was a hooper. My little brother, he can hoop. Like he gone viral a few times just ducking the ball. He been ducking since he was in 7th grade. But me, I hate basketball. I can't do that. I hate it because I'm bad at it. But I wrestled 2 years in high school, my first 2 years in high school. So I wasn't very good, but I was strong. So I just had a chance to just outmuscle some guys. When I wrestled a guy who knew what he was doing, I struggled. I ain't gonna lie.
It'll be 1st and 5 after a penalty here for Forney. How about your brother now at Michigan? What do you think about the season that they're having so far and the future that he's got in front of him at the quarterback position?
I'm excited for him. I feel like sky's the limit for him. Once he starts getting comfortable out there, I feel like he can be electric. Just the season they're having, he's having a slow start, hit some adversity early, but I feel like they're going to pull through because it's Michigan, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they got the pieces to do what they got to do.
Nice push here from Jarrell Smith to pick up the first down for Forney across the midfield stripe.
Now, does he pull out the ring on you?
Man, he got so many rings. He showed me bowl game, like freaking Big Ten championship, national championship. I'm like, man, I didn't even get to go to a bowl game.
I just want to be there for the family competition, the family basketball games, the family football games. I'm sure all of your life you guys have been competitive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fun fact, Alex, I say Alex the Hooper, he's never beat me in basketball ever in his life.
Oh, come on. Now,
he knows that. He knows that.
Come on.
He knows that. He knows that. He knows
that.
that.
Get up here and do that.
He knows that.
Man. Come on,
he knows that. He knows that. But, yeah, they'd like to bully me because I'm the smallest brother, if you believe me. Like, my little brother, he's like 6'3", 240. I'm just a measly 6'1", 230. So it's like, but they like to bully me, but I gotta make sure I gotta let him know he's still a little bro. I'm still a big bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I love it.
Man, I can't imagine you being the run to the litter.
Yeah,
what are you doing, man?
Yeah, they love to call me
You're
like
dwarfing both of us.
They call me 5'10". I'm like, bro, like I'm still. you gotta remember how you got this big, bro. It's me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That is so good.
1st and 10 here for Forney at the 35. They're moving it pretty well on this possession as Taylon Strange, the freshman, fights his way forward for a yard.
And offensively, I'm looking at Forney and just, you know, being down as big as they are, 35 points that this lead is. I mean, look, something decent. Something has to happen for these guys. Offensively, those turnovers have started to kill them, the 3-and-outs. And like Rockwall's defense now, they're in a mode where they're just pinning their ears back and coming after them.
On play action, behind the intended target, in and out of the hands of Wyatt Williams, the junior. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 here for Forney. So what do you think? How do you guys get it back rolling for the Saints? You guys looked fantastic in Arlington a few weeks ago. We saw you guys handle rather forcefully a Cowboys team that does not look to be all that special this year. Taylon Strange again on the carry, picks up 4 on 3rd and 9. So Forney's going to have to go for it here on 4th and 6. They've got to get to the 25-yard line to be able to move the chains. Midway point here of this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, with the Saints, we've just been struggling with injuries so far. So like once we start getting guys healthy and just guys who are playing, just trusting their ability, I feel like sky's the limit for us. Once we get started, we're gonna keep rolling. I believe it.
4th down and 6 here for Forney. Smith, the motion man. Peterson with all day, helmet rolling across the field. Peterson fires, end zone. Did he keep a foot in bounds? Yes, he did.
That was a catch.
What a catch on the near side. And again, it's Wyatt Williams for the touchdown. There's a flag down at the 30-yard line.
See what the call is, but this is highlight reel material right here. How did he get his foot down is what I'm asking. Oh, man.
Wow.
That looks like it's good in the NFL. He's like,
yikes. Yeah, that's a pretty throw. Let's see what the call is.
Are there a couple flags down? Okay, so the touchdown will count. What a catch. The effort by itself deserves for the touchdown to count, and Wyatt Williams hauls in a touchdown catch here that's going to make this a 4-score game midway through this 3rd quarter. One more look at a dazzling touchdown grab.
I believe it's the left foot there that he does get down, but Mike, I said it, they just have to get something positive happening. Those 3 turnovers really totally took them out of this football game. But Mr. Wargy, I got to ask you this before you go, man. Your whole life growing up here in North Texas, which pro team did you pull for? I know what you did. You came in the AT&T and you guys threw a little parade on your way out the door. I just want to know who you pulled for when you were a kid.
If you believe me, when I was growing up, I was actually a Saints fan.
Wow.
If you believe me.
Yeah, okay. Now you got to quit the cap because you came in here and you said that you beat your brother in basketball.
No, that's real.
And now
I'm keeping it a bean. I'm keeping it $150. I'm like, since Drew Brees, when I watched Drew Brees win that Super Bowl against the Colts, I was like, man, like these guys are beat. Since then, 2010, when they beat him in the Super Bowl, I was like, yeah, it's legit. Like,
oh man, look, let's get here. Yeah. All right. Just I tried to get something positive.
Yeah,
that's good stuff, man.
That's real. Yeah.
He did say, if you believe me.
If you believe, I got little Saints I used to print out little collages, Saints things still in my room. I put up when I was in like 6th grade, but yeah.
Anthony Orgy of the New Orleans Saints, a Rockwall Yellow Jacket that I imagine they'll have you in the Rockwall Hall of Fame at some point if they don't already.
I hope
Thank you so much. We appreciate the time, man. Thank you.
Hey, man, stay healthy, brother.
Yeah, seriously, please do. 42-14 the score here after the Peterson to Wyatt Williams touchdown hookup. Udole in the YouTube comments says, holy catch, no kidding. And now here, maybe we'll get exactly what you were talking about, Heckman, with the onside kick potential, with the ball being taken at the 45-yard line. It's recovered, though, by Rockwall. Nice job to snatch it by A.J. Brown.
Can we bring everybody in on your insanity with the onside kick? I think it started in Argyle.
Hold on a second with insanity. Let's not preface it with insanity.
Here's the deal. You have been calling for onside kicks now for about 3 weeks, and it's one of those things that, look, I'm saying that absolutely been timely. You've called them. I mean, you've been coaching from the booth. You've been telling me how many times. So it's one of those things that Mike Leslie is always cued in on. When is the perfect time for an onside kick?
When you get a 15-yard penalty on a touchdown, that ball was a forward pass, incomplete pass. It will be 2nd down and 10. When you get a 15-yard penalty like that on a touchdown, you're kicking off from the plus 45. An onside kick has got to go 10 yards.
Yeah.
Means it's got to, in order for you to recover it, get to the 35-yard line. If you were to kick the ball off deep and they return it to the 33, you're not crying in your milk. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's good field position, but it's not spectacular field position. You're not giving up that much.
Ball's out.
Ball came out. Forney football.
Ball is out. We don't
waiting for a signal. Yes, indeed. Forney football.
Man, that is, hey, right place, right time. They needed that turnover to happen. Ball comes out there at the last minute. Looking at the running back, he is trying to twist and turn to pick up positive yards, and probably the only bad play that Jameer Wilson has made this evening is that fumble right there, man. He has been on the spot, and how about that? Look, the Jackrabbits right back up to the line of scrimmage quickly.
As they should be. 5:14 here in the third. Can they create some magic? They set up a couple of screens. They get it on the near side for Orangey. Orangey has got himself a 1st down at the 30-yard line.
That is such a true depiction of what just happened on that play. They set up a couple of screens because originally Peterson was looking to his left, but then he turns and he comes right back to his right to G, who makes something literally out of nothing to pick up the 1st down.
So here's the one thing I will say, and let me preface this by saying Forney has an absolute Everest in front of them. Peterson, flushed from the pocket, has a man downfield, fires in and out of the hands of his intended target, Calvin Smith. The one thing that is great about the Rockwall offense is you can wear a defense out and go racing down the field and throw 42 points on the board in a quarter, in 2.5 quarters. You can also have lightning quick 3-and-outs.
Yeah.
Forney needs about 4 of them.
Yeah, they do.
But if they could score here, they just got a turnover. They need some more of that kind of thing. They need a lot to go their way. But we'll see what they can do here. 4:38 left in the third. Over the middle, complete, on target, on the run for the touchdown.
Boy, you
Preston Jackson.
Wow, did you not call it right there perfectly inside? I like the ball fake immediately here. Look at the way that Nelson fools this defense with that ball fake. They collapse down on the run. They think that they're going to get Smith coming out of the backfield, and he unloads right there to his open wide receiver on the post route. Great pitch and catch on that side. And again, you talked about this Everest of the mountain that they have to climb. Well, they're just 21 points away.
The 30-yard hookup from Peterson to Preston Jackson, and it's 42-21 here mid-third quarter. Rockwall still with a comfortable lead.
And you see, you can hear the Rockwall bench screaming, hands team. They're expecting another onside kick.
Let's bring you back to the one state championship in the history of these two programs. 1963, the Rockwall Yellow Jackets trailed 6-0 in their football game with 51 seconds left. They were playing against Missouri City Dulles in the 2A state championship game, but this touchdown pass to Mark Noel with 23 seconds left would be the game winner. They would connect on the PAT. Dulles had decided to go for 2 when they scored their touchdown earlier, and Rockwall got the stop, so the PAT gave them the win, and Rockwall celebrated their one state championship. And that team, Heckma Harrison, is here tonight 2 floors down from us on the mezzanine, the 1963 and 1964 state championship teams are here tonight celebrating together.
Beautiful play, and Mark Noel on that touchdown. Mark Noel on that touchdown needs to talk to our producer, Clay Marshall, because Clay slowed that play down and said that Mr. Noel was down at the 1-yard line. He made history, Clay Marshall, with the touchdown. No need for revisionist history here. It's going to go down as a tutty.
And Rockwall finished that season 14-1 and state champions. That game played down in Waco at Baylor Stadium back in 1963. December 21st of 1963. Just a little under a month after the assassination of John F. Kennedy in Dallas. 1st and 10 for Rockwall. Again, Forney needing quick stops here. Can they get a couple of quick stops?
Ojimata on the stop.
Gain of 2 on the play. Far side complete, twisting his way for the first down is Duckworth.
Man, and it's just the trust between the quarterback and his wide receivers. You can tell these guys spend a lot of time together. Those are just timing routes. You know, as a former quarterback, Mike, when you're able to unload like that, and no matter what the coverage is, you just trust that your wide receivers are going to be where they need to be. And this is a design run that Rickard decides, like, I think it's better that I slide here. Talk about a business decision by Rickard.
Yeah, he took about 3 steps and said, you know what, I'm getting down. I'm good. I got myself a yard. 2nd down and 9. Looking near side to the offensive coordinator, Cale Barnes. This Rockwall offense averages 39 a game. They've already exceeded that. Blitz coming up the middle was Kel Riggins. Rickard had it picked up and finds an open man. 1st down.
And it doesn't matter what coverage you play on the backside. Defensively, these wide receivers are so smart that they're able to just sit down in between those zones. And you saw that right there. Duckworth just doing a beautiful job.
Wilson backing his way for another 9-yard carry on 1st down.
Back to business for this running game, and I said it to you, it's what these guys have been doing on 1st down. 1st down is the money down for them. They come up with 2nd and short easily every single time for this Yellow Jackets offense.
2nd and 1 as a result. He'll get the handoff again right up the middle. Across the 30.
And they just run a variety of different schemes at you on the inside. You see them right there with just another RPO, one of those stretch plays, just inside, making you guess where is the ball going to go. And at the last minute, Rickard hands the ball off.
1st and 10 at the 29. Back to the line they go again, quickly to Duckworth. And another big pickup.
It's just money. I mean, how many times have we seen them run that play and the defender is about 5 to 7 yards off? They're going to make that completion each and every time. I mean, that's easy work.
2nd down and 2, another 1st down pickup of 8 this time. Blitz comes, they pick it up. Rickard, end zone, Duckworth.
That's so
did
pretty.
he make the catch?
That's
yes,
so
he
pretty.
did.
That's
what
so
a
pretty.
catch by Jack Duckworth.
That is so pretty. I mean, like I've said it, but you've said it. Basically, you have a quarterback that's probably going to sit on the bench this year behind a all-world quarterback. But man, this is
a dime.
Yeah, it is. I mean, beautiful stuff to that back pile on the money. Picasso, baby.
21 yards on the touchdown hookup. And Rickard has his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th touchdown pass of the night. Brent Rickard Who says this kid's a backup quarterback, man? My goodness. Just a junior and just throwing it all over the yard tonight. 49-21 Rockwall.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful catch. And you can tell, like this, you got to throw like that. I don't care how good your coverage is. There is no way that you're going to be able to beat that coverage. That was an even better throw. I mean, look at the replay here by Rickard. He's throwing to that back pylon, as you know. He is putting it on that back pylon and leaving it to number 1, Jack Duckworth, to just run underneath it. It does not get any better than that, and I don't care what coverage you're in, you're not going to be able to cover a beautiful throw like that.
Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas de Brazil, an experience for all senses. From the sizzle of skewers on the grill to the vibrant colors of our fresh offerings, Texas de Brazil is a feast for your eyes, ears, and taste buds. Rockwall set to kick it away. Back up 4 scores once again. Short kickoff bounding away from the return man. Page, though, able to get on top of it, and DJ Page has got something. DJ Page across the 40, makes the kicker miss across midfield. What a jump cut across the 40. DJ Page with a sensational return inside the 35 in Rockwall territory.
And no flags down is the key. DJ Page doing his part to try and get a comeback going. Maybe too little, too late because of the score here. But man, you talk about athleticism on full display. That jump cut. Hey, that was ankle breakers. A lot of guys coming out of their spat. Here it is, right here, 84. Woo-hoo! God, oh God Almighty! Yo, man, oh, that's good stuff right there, boy. Oh man.
He sent 84 back to Thursday. 1st and 10 at the 34. Yikes. Reverse. Set up for Jahil. Jahil high-stepping his way across the 30 to the 26. A gain of 8 on the first play of the series.
Daniel Estrada, my bad, man. I'm sorry. That's number 84. That was a good jump cut. I didn't mean to do that to you, brother. that was money right there, man. But look, you see, they're coming back with the reverse.
To be fair, we are talking about the kicker. He's not exactly out there for his tackling ability, so no ill will to Daniel Estrada whatsoever. He's back there trying to make a play. 2nd down and 2. Peterson, play action on the read over the middle for Jahil. Jahil drags his defender into the end zone.
Wow, what a play. We've seen Jahil a couple of times here. His big play ability, but what a great play fake there inside. And you find your guy Jahil literally on that post route. A little bit of celebration there at the end.
Yeah.
But it was the play fake setup inside the number 0, Smith. Fooled that entire defense.
26 yards on the hookup from Peterson to Jahil. 21 on the board here in the 3rd quarter from Forney. It's a 21-point game, late 3rd quarter on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
Next week here on Friday Night Football, this one should be really good. 2 very good football teams, both in the top 15 in the 6A state rankings. Prosper and Allen, very likely a district championship on the line in this one too. That one should be a good football game next week here on Friday Night Football. Fair catch called for and made by Tristan Gooch here on the kickoff. So Rockwall will take over at their own 30.
How do we do that? We're doing Eagles versus Eagles?
It is. It's Eagles versus Eagles. The mascots kind of become null and void next week. This is going to be Prosper and Allen all night long.
Oh, man. And you know, that sounds, a lot of times you get in the jam as a broadcaster, you just say the mascot. You say the Jackrabbits or the Yellow Jackets. Oh, man, we got to be on your P's and your Q's next weekend.
I guess not really, because you can't be wrong.
Boom, there you go. Mike, that's why I love you, bro. You figure it out for me.
Wilson with the carry up the middle on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Rockwall with a 49-28 lead as we head to the 4th on Friday Night Football. Can Forney make the 4th quarter interesting? We'll see after this.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
The Forney Jackrabbits had a magical playoff run a year ago, getting to the 5A Division I state semifinals, and they got there on the strength of an epic win over Lancaster. The Tigers led early on, but Forney would come back to force OT. In OT, it's Javian Osborne with the punishing touchdown run, and Forney, with that little boy fired up as could be, would go for 2 and the win. And look at this play call on the throwback. And Forney would advance to the state semifinals. They'd lose to Aledo there, but a terrific season. Our apologies, we had some technical glitches there, but I think we're starting to get things back online. It will be 3rd down and 7 here. After all of that, nowhere to go, and that is exactly what we're talking about. The ball came out there. Kel Riggins came away with the football. They will say that the Rockwall ball carrier was down, but it's 4th down Rockwall really fast. And Rockwall's going to have to punt the football away here, Heckma. I don't believe we have seen a Rockwall punt tonight.
I took the words right out of my mouth. I believe this is the first one of the evening. They have really just had their way. And I think the one time that they were close to having to punt, you had a 15-yard penalty.
I beg your pardon. I do remember one time Vincent Hart punted the football. This time, oh, no, I'm sorry. Jerry Castro's first punt of the day. I'm flip-flopping. I'm looking at the Forney side. Forney has punted a couple of times. That's the first punt of the day for the Rockwall football team, and Forney's going to take over here again. Still down 3 scores. Long way to go, but 10-29 to make something happen here, and they take over at their own 34-yard line with 35-yard line with a chance.
Hey, points right here. I think if you're on the other side for the Yellow Jackets, you give up a touchdown. I think that's where things get interesting. Finally they get a stop on defense. Offensively, you're starting to see where Nelson Peterson is starting to get into sort of a rhythm and a tone for some of those turnovers that he had in the first half.
And he's going to fire a deep ball. He's got a man. He just overshot DJ Page. That had 6 written all over it.
And how many times have we seen DJ Page streaking by himself in a ball that you just wish that there was a little bit less on that ball? And DJ Page, both hands up on his helmet. Hey, man, you just got to keep running those routes, number 6.
That's a young quarterback in Nelson Peterson that you feel like you've always got to make the perfect pass. You got to make the perfect pass. And in that scenario, hey, he's running wide open 10 yards behind the defense. Just give him a chance to go catch it and run underneath it, and that's 6. Nice run there by Talon Strange, the freshman. If that one had popped and it was 49-35 all of a sudden with 10.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, then things start to look differently. Forney now still with work to do in front of them. 3rd down and 5. They've got to get to the 45. They'll hand it off again to the freshman Strange. They're going to have to go for it, I feel like, here on 4th down and 1 in their own territory.
I mean, literally, ball game here. Caution to the wind. Got to continue to, one thing, move these chains. Do everything that you possibly can to get this first down.
They have to get right to the 45-yard stripe to pick up a first down. Peterson looking at the far sideline. They change some things up.
The handoff inside.
Strange does a nice job to fight for the first down. That's a freshman running back. All 5'9" of them crashing his way through for a first down.
You know, hey man, that's one of those stops, right? I mean, one of those first downs right there. Do you come back to the film study and you just give that freshman another sticker on his helmet for not going down with the first contact?
Peterson deep again into double coverage, but Jahil makes the catch inside the 10.
That's just want to right there, Mike, because literally
a flag is down and it's all coming back. Oh my. Hands on heads for the Forney Jackrabbits. It's all coming back.
What a throw. No matter what a throw.
Yeah.
And what a catch. That was as athletic of a catch as we've seen all night, and we've seen some pretty athletic catches out here. But in between two defenders, are you kidding me?
That was special from Amari Jahil. Instead, it's 1st and 15. Peterson tried to throw it up the seam. A little too hot for Orangey.
Got a flag down here on the near side as well.
An eligible man downfield, the preliminary signal.
That was a quick throw. How fast did...
Yeah, goodness gracious, how would that be possible?
Okay. This is a drive that started out, had some positivity to it, and now all of a sudden going back the other way.
And now they've walked it back to where it was and said 1st and 15 again. I'm puzzled. They did not say that the penalty was declined. Oh, they did say the penalty was declined. 2nd and 15. That's what they decided to take. Peterson loading up again and overshoots his intended target. Preston Jackson was back there, but that ball was launched into the stratosphere.
That was a javelin throw from Nelson Peterson. You know, that talk about stepping into a throw. Nelson Peterson says, look, one thing this ball won't do is fall short.
After some of the throws that he had in the first half, that is an understandable overcorrection. 3rd down and 15. They run the draw. Talon Strange trying to find some daylight. Strange hops his way across to the 47-yard line and makes 4th down now reasonable to think about if you're Jeff Fleener.
Yeah, you just want to be in a 4th and manageable, and that was a great play design. I guess your question, I was questioning it from up here, but then you see the success that it has.
Yeah. Picked up 11 of the 15 yards that they needed. They've got to get to the 43 to move the chains. And jumping across and contacting on the far side is a Rockwall corner. I don't really know what Jack Duckworth was doing there. He just launched off the ball into the chest of Amari Jahil before the snap and gave away a first down.
And so one-on-one crime right there. And Duckworth just like, look, man, I'm in man-to-man situation. I want to make sure that I get hands on this guy.
Handoff for Strange. 3 on the carry.
And these two on that top side over there, boy, they are going at it. Jahill and Duckworth. Matchup is getting contentious.
2 really good athletes. Duckworth is a fun player to watch. He's a kid that goes both ways for Rockwall. Forney's down to 7 minutes left. They don't have a whole lot of time left to run the football. They got to start putting it in the air, and Peterson's going to here. Flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield. Now he'll take off and run for it. Lowers his shoulder and delivers the boom. There's Adrian Peterson's little brother. Big contact and a first down carry for the QB.
And you could tell the whole while, look, he's still keeping his eyes up the field, looking at his wide receiver if he's going to make a move. And, man, I tell you what, talk about frustration, letting out a little bit of your frustration right there for Peterson.
He said, Cameron Miller, sir, have a seat. 1st and 10 at the 28. Smith strung out and taken down for a loss. Nowhere for the sophomore to run.
No, absolutely nowhere for him to run. You're trying to string out this Rockwall defense, and I think they're queuing in on these runs now. They know when Peterson's going to put that ball into the navel of his running back, and when he isn't. They snuffed that one out well, and they, man, obviously losing 6 on first down.
Peterson far side, nearly intercepted, in and out of the hands of Jai Christian Washington, the linebacker.
Man, and getting themselves right underneath Washington, a linebacker, coming underneath that play, and oh man, that would have sealed the deal if the linebacker is able to come away with that. Man, I wish I could have, let him borrow my hands on that play, but not all linebackers are made the same. Mike Leslie.
Hagma Harrison, the former Kansas State and Lincoln High linebacker.
I love these guys, man. I love
5 wide for Peterson. Flips it over the middle. Space here for Page. DJ Page breaking to the outside. He's inside the 5. DJ Page will score. What a catch and run from the senior. Touchdown, Forney. Midway point of the 4th quarter, and still some life to this football game.
Man, you asked for a shootout and you got it, but how about that from Peterson? Rolling to his left, recognizing that he sees DJ coming back across the coverage, and DJ just would not be denied the goal line.
34 yards on the catch and run for the touchdown. It is 49-35 with 6 minutes even left in the 4th quarter. And oh, by the way, Nelson Peterson now with 5 touchdown passes on the night. He has had a much better second half than first half. He had the 3 picks all in the first half. He has 4 second half touchdown passes. And Forney, still, their window is still very narrow.
Yeah.
But the window is not closed.
I don't want to tell you what one of my uncles said about what if means, but if he hadn't have thrown those 3 interceptions in that first half, the difference of this ball game, and 2 of those interceptions were in the red zone.
Yeah.
And so you're in scoring position and you turn the ball over, and the Yellow Jackets turn those two of those turnovers into points. Look, it's just one of those games you hate to see it for your quarterback, but look, this second half he has been on point, willing and dealing. 5 touchdowns here.
Friday Night Football sponsored by Texas de Brazil. Indulge in unlimited flavors. Why settle for just one dish at Texas de Brazil? Let me hold on here for a second with the onside kick that is squirreling away. And Rockwall pounces on top of it at the 24-yard line. Tristan Gooch able to chase it down. That thing had eyes. There's the sideline. I'm going to go the other way and stay in bounds, but Gooch able to jump on top of it. 6 minutes left here in this 3rd quarter. As I was saying, Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas de Brazil. Indulge in unlimited flavors. Why settle for just one dish at Texas de Brazil? Every dining experience is an unlimited exploration of bold, fresh, and authentic flavors. 1st and 10 for Rockwall at their own 25. Do they slow down now in a 2-score game with under 6 minutes left here in the fourth? Wilson with a 5-yard carry on the first play of the possession. Both teams with 3 timeouts left.
You know exactly what they're going to do on first down. They're going to pick up 5 yards every time on first down, and this is where they start to gamble a little bit.
Over the middle, complete for the first down. Cameron Marsh again.
Cameron Marsh did all of his dirty work in the first half. Hadn't called his name a lot here, but when you need a big play to be made, you know exactly who to get the ball to, and that's number 4.
First and 10 at the 45. Rickard.
Got him.
Deep ball. Marsh. Surrounded by white jerseys, and it falls harmlessly incomplete. Marsh knocked to the deck.
And for the first time, we see a ball kind of float on Rickard right there because Marsh had a step. You see him moving to the inside, and a great just camera angle there for our camera guy. But man, there's Cameron Marsh not able to come up with the catch. Way to be on it, Graham.
Second down and 10. Graham Rayner doing good work down there on the sideline here in the second half. Nowhere to go here for Wilson. It is quickly going to be 3rd and 9.
Wow, what a shock, though. How many times have we saw Jameer Wilson take the ball, and he's usually falling forward for 5 or 6 yards. Finally, the Jackrabbits get a stop. How big is this 3rd down here?
You can feel it in the energy of the Forney defense right now. Abel Carlaway and Caleb Wingfield exchanging sides. They send the run blitz. Quick throw far side. Marsh will not get the first down. Swarmed and tackled by Forney. Clock will wind. Will Forney burn a timeout here? It doesn't look like it. 4:18 and moving. But Rockwall, will they keep the offense on the field here at midfield? On 4th and 5.
And so they're bringing Gooch back across to the other side. Rickard.
Under 4 here in the fourth. Rickard claps for the snap. Now slows things down and looks near side.
They're burning time. Or are they?
6 on the play clock. Rickard will take the snap.
Wow.
Rickard on the pump and go. Looking deep. Incomplete. A 4th down stop for Forney. With 3:36 to play, the Jackrabbits are going to have a chance here to cut it to a 1-score game.
Look, here's the deal. I think that Coach Brooks and his offensive coordinator, these guys have been calling it down the middle. That was a perfect play call. The ball kind of dropped in there short. But look, you got a 2-score lead. And wow, I guess I am questioning the play call right there.
Yeah.
4th down.
I will say this, the wind is somewhat strong in the face of Rockwall here in the 4th quarter, right to left as you look at it on your screen. Peterson's going to try and take advantage of that wind, just overshot Orangey. He didn't miss him by much.
Wow. This is, another one of those throws from Peterson. He's not putting the ball in as much trouble as before, but that's 3 guys around G.
And he almost dropped it on him.
Yeah. Talk about needing a tight window throw. You would have needed it right there. He's got 3 receivers to his left.
2nd down and 10. Peterson. Near side, this time completes it to G, but G's got nowhere to go. Well defended by Cameron Miller.
Yeah, it's just one of those throws. Obviously, if you are the Jackrabbits, you're in 4-down territory here.
Forney has scored 28 of the last 35 points in this game to cut it to a 2-score game. 3rd down and 6. Peterson over the middle, complete. He's got G. G on the run inside the 20. 1st down, Forney.
What a great play design. You have G set up in the slot. He's running across, deep crosser route. You have your slot guy set up on the outside. Man, I'll tell you what, great play design, but even better throw there from Peterson.
1st and 10 at the 15.
Flags
at the snap. It's going to be a false start on Forney.
Looked like they was trying to make substitutions at the same time.
Yeah, there was a player from Rockwall that was still making his way off because they were given the opportunity to substitute because Forney had. And then Forney with the false start, so it's 1st and 15, right at the 20-yard line. Peterson. Already with 4 second-half touchdown passes. Was it hauled in? Yes. The catch was made on the bobble by DJ Page. It's 1st and goal.
But look at the mustard on this throw. I mean, he hits DJ Page. And DJ Page is one of those guys, he's not going to give up on it. Great concentration there by number 6.
1st and goal, Forney. They trailed in this game 42-7. Peterson. End zone shot.
Oh,
what a catch by Amari Jahil. Touchdown, Forney. And with 1:56 to play, it's a 1-score game.
This replay is going to tell you how special number 1 is. That is a play where he is really just twisting his body around. Look at this, man. This is seeing it on the backside. Here's a spin move coming right back and getting his foot down in bounds.
To twist like that and get your foot down is special.
Hey, that's pretty.
1:56 to play in the 4th, and it's a 7-point game.
What is going on?
Nervy times in Rockwall right now, folks. I'll tell you what.
If you left this one early, you left too soon, because this stadium, you could hear a pin drop right now. Yikes.
Wow.
I guess here's the deal. You called for a shootout. You got yourself a shootout.
Yeah.
And it makes for a very interesting evening when the shoot-up finally appears. This seems so completely one-sided earlier, Mike, and out of nowhere, we got a Nelson Peterson sighting, and you talk about a guy that went in the phone booth and put his cape on and came out here in the second half, has done nothing but throw, nothing but dimes. But this onside kick right now is paramount to continue what he has been doing. Six touchdowns.
5 of them in the second half. Rockwall scored 42 of the first 49 points in this game. Forney has now scored 35 of the last 42 to make it a 1-score game. The onside kick forthcoming.
There it is. There it is.
Bouncing. It was there to be had, and Rockwall recovers it. And it's Tristan Gooch again with the recovery. The senior leader with his second straight onside kick recovery. 1:54 to play in the 4th, and watch Tristan Gooch make the play.
Oh, how do footballs do that? I mean, how about the check? Like the check swing, I mean, you get that thing to check up like that. It does. I mean, if you're out on a golf course and you can get that ball to check up like that, you're in the Tiger Woods-esque, all right? That was perfect.
It was right there for Orangey, and it just hopped right over his head. Forney does still have all 3 timeouts left, so this thing is not over. Rickert comes on. Forney's Rockwall's gonna have to burn a timeout. They had the backup quarterback, Blaine Ryan, came on the field there for a moment, and then Rickert came on and ushered him off. Ryan's just a sophomore. I don't know if was Rickert potentially hurt there. I'm not sure exactly what happened that would have led Blaine Ryan to come on the field at first. But then in the confusion of Rickert coming on the field and Ryan having to run off, they ran out of time on the play clock. It was down to 3, and they had to call the timeout.
Maybe Rickert was on that hands team. Didn't see 18 on that front line, but maybe that was the only thing that could have happened to where he could have been injured on the previous play. However, man, this is a very interesting minute and 54 seconds. I will say this, for Rockwall, they just got to get a first down.
That's all they need. A first down should be enough to end it. I suppose the only first down that wouldn't end it would be a first down on this play. Again, Forney with all 3 timeouts. Can they get a stop? Near side at the feet of Marsh. He did make the catch. Forney will bang the timeout. 1:45 on the clock when they call the first timeout. A gain of 2 on the play. It will be 2nd down and 8.
Brent Rickard, I don't know what was hurting on him, but you could tell he could not get into that throw. That's why it hits the ground, doesn't give his receiver an opportunity to make a catch and at least just pick up some more yards. It'll be an interesting 2nd down. What is going to be the play call? I just want to go back to that 4th down. That 4th down for the last time out for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
That gave the ball back to the Jackrabbits with favorable field position. That's one of those ones that you come back to as a coaching staff and you ask yourself, okay, could we have called something a little different, put ourselves in harm's way, especially with Forney being able to come away with points on that last drive.
It was near disaster there on first down just now. If Rickard's pass had fallen incomplete and you give Forney a timeout, I imagine they're going to try and run the football here to force Forney to use the timeouts. The handoff to Wilson. Forney, of course, knows it's coming. A gain of a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 7. Forney with a chance here to make a stop.
Yeah, Forney, a chance to make a stop. You force them to burn another timeout. Again, what is going to be the call from Rockwall here on 3rd down? You have a quarterback that's been dealing. I mean, look, let's not act like Brent Rickard hasn't had a record-setting night tonight. He has had it his way. I think here in these last couple of minutes, you know, the ball just hadn't been going his way, but he still has that big play potential with his wide receivers.
Let's give you a look at the district standings because this is what's at stake here over the final minute and 39 seconds. These two teams jockeying for playoff positioning in District 10-6A. The loser of this game is going to have a lot of work to do between here and getting to the postseason. Not undoable, but more challenging for sure. Potentially putting yourself in a situation where you've got to win the rest of your games to get into the postseason, especially if it's Forney dropping to 1-3, Rockwall dropping to 1-2, maybe still a little bit more of a window of possibility. But that's what's going on here. These two teams battling for playoff positioning in 10-6A. And before 3rd down and 7, are they telling the Forney band that they need to stop playing? It looked like the official was pointing that direction. And now Grady Dale is getting involved as well. It looks like he's pointing toward the band in the conversation he's having right now with Jeff Fleener. I think on some level, Fleener's saying, how do you expect me to control that? But yeah, he's trying to signal. He's walking in that direction. As the Forney band continues to play, Jeff Fleener walking over to the band director to say, hey, apparently before 3rd down and 7, I need you guys to can it.
If Fleener's probably saying, I got enough stuff to worry about, guys. I really do. If you don't know, but I got enough stuff to worry about.
And they do cancel out the Forney band before 3rd down and 7. So now the Forney fans, as you might imagine, they bring the volume.
What?
And here comes 3rd down and 7 for Brent Rickard, the backup quarterback. Instead, it's going to be Gooch to Marsh. He snapped it over his head. Whistles before the snap and a timeout called by Rockwall saves it all. Oh, my. Gooch wasn't looking. The snap went over his head. Near catastrophe for Rockwall, but instead the final timeout called in the half by the Yellow Jackets will save them at least for the moment, and it will still be 3rd and 7.
Where's the moon?
It's straight overhead now at this point.
What just happened? I told you. This is
baby.
This is a wacky stuff, man. 1:36 left in this game. And Rockwall right now has just got to be asking themselves, this is the tale of two halves. That first half, they just looked like they were going to run away with it. And somehow, I mean, the Yellow Jackets, like the grave digger from WWE, they emerged.
The Undertaker?
The Undertaker, excuse me, that's who I'm thinking. The Undertaker, they just come up from nowhere.
Nelson Peterson is the Undertaker meme.
Is the Undertaker.
3rd down and 7. The Forney band has to stop. The Forney crowd gets loud. Rickard sends Wilson in motion. Rickard, quick throw. Marsh has got the first down. Cameron Marsh puts the game on ice. Flag down. Hold everything.
Maybe a pick play. They get a holding penalty.
It's going to be a hold on Rockwall. Replay 3rd down with a $1:33 to play, and the Forney crowd goes nuts again.
Man, that's one of those where the referee on that side, he was helped out by the assistant coaches and everybody over there because they're screaming, hold, 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 because they see it happening right in front of them. Man, that is a pivotal play right there, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 15, Mike.
3rd and 15 on the money from their own 46. They've got to get to the 39 and 40 territory. 1:33 to play. They'll hand off up the middle. Wilson had some running room, but it's canceled out. And with 1:26 left, Forney calls timeout. Call it 1:24. A couple extra ticks came off there. The final timeout is burned by Forney. And Rockwall will have to punt. Forney is going to have a chance. And they will say 1:26 should be put on the clock, so 2 seconds will go back on.
So this is one of the things that I've absolutely noticed in this game from a receiver standpoint for Forney. They have so much speed out on the outside, and we've seen it this entire game. DJ Page seems to always have a step on his defenders. Now here's the thing, with 1:26 and with an arm like Nelson Peterson, Mike, do you try and pick it all up at once? Obviously, you're gonna take a couple of throws, and if I'm Rockwall, I sit my safeties back in as deep position as I possibly can because I don't want these guys to walk into the end zone. What a game.
Unbelievable. The fact that we have found ourselves in this position. Rockwall to punt it away. Their double punter set. They do get the punt off, but only barely.
Shanked.
Wobbly punt that will bounce and fall dead at the 25. 1:16 to play in the 4th.
Wow. So, Mike, look, defensively, look, if you're the defensive coordinator right now, and that's Brad France for the Yellow Jackets, you're telling your safeties, guys, the only way they win with this 1:16, they're going to try and get something behind you. Make sure you play your quarters coverage. They don't drop those safeties. They're still playing it honest.
1st and 10 at the 25. No timeouts. 1:16 to play. Peterson out of bounds. Was a tremendous catch of the football by Jahil, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah, ball's a little high. Dangerous throw, though. I mean, again, you're just trying to get something to the sideline so the clock could stop.
Everything for Forney is going to have to be to the sideline, or it's going to have to be a 1st down. They're now saying that the Rockwall band has to stop playing. They are working on that right now. They have now communicated that, and before 2nd and 10, the Rockwall band is forced to stop. And the Rockwall crowd gets loud. Peterson's got to get the ball away. Makes another man miss. Peterson fires downfield. He's got Jaheel. Oh, my. He just missed him. Jaheel could have scored.
Wow. This game.
It's crazy.
Nelson Peterson is running for his life. He has 2 defenders behind him. His offensive lineman at number 77, Jordan Caraway, just comes and defends his back, but he does have Jaheel running by himself.
3rd down and 10. No Rockwall band. The Yellow Jackets fans on the near side get loud. 4 wides for Peterson.
Pick up the 1st down.
Trying to run away from the spy. Can't get away. What a play by Owen Brand. 4th down.
Wow. And Nelson Peterson, man, he's keeping his eyes up the field. Just trying to find somebody in a scramble drill situation that's going to come open in his eye in front of him. You got to credit the Yellow Jackets defense. They pretty much bracketed everything off on the backside, did not have any open windows for Nelson Peterson to throw into.
Rockwall getting speed on the field. Cameron Marsh running on. Jack Duckworth on the field. 4th down and 10. Peterson's got to get the ball to the 35 to move the chains. Final 50 seconds. Peterson deep up the seam. It's incomplete. And Rockwall's going to hang on. 44 seconds to play, and the Yellow Jackets will take over on downs. Forney with a valiant comeback, but Rockwall will hang on for the win.
I tell you what, they put everything into that comeback. Came up short, ran out of time, ran out of downs, basically. But, man, Nelson Peterson, I'm heart of a lion here in this second half. He did a lot for his team to try and get them back into it. His wide receivers, man, all of these guys. I mean, you go down the list all the way to Jaheel, but specifically DJ Page had himself one heck of a night, man.
Brent Rickert, he too had himself a heck of a night. Takes one kneel down and puts this football game in the books. Rockwall behind 6 Brent Rickert touchdown passes. 49-42 victors. They shouldn't need to snap it again. There's some discussion about whether they should or shouldn't. They won't need to. What a football game. Rockwall gets the win. They will move to 4-3 on the year. The folks in Forney are going to drive back home saying, we didn't lose, we ran out of time.
Yeah, they did, and it was one of those games. There's so many special athletes out here on this field today. I think if you are a Yellow Jackets fan, you love that offense. You're going to tell these guys, look, close the show a little bit cleaner next time, okay? Because look, you had a gigantic lead, and here's the deal: for anybody that's going to face the Rockwall Yellow Jackets, you have got to figure out a way in practice to simulate the speed that they play with. That is the one thing that they do that I've seen here tonight. They stress you at every level. Defensively, they do just enough to hold these guys. You see these coaches out here shaking hands. This was a hard-fought game on every end. Defensively, offensively, special teams had a part to play in this in all 3 phases. That is exactly what it took for the Yellow Jackets to pull out a victory here tonight.
Jeff Fleener and Trey Brooks, you saw there a moment ago, sharing some time together, and probably a sigh of relief from Trey Brooks and a little bit of, hey, man, you almost got us there. Oof. What a football game this ended up being. Jeff Fleener's club comes up 1 score short. Nelson Peterson with 6 touchdown passes of his own tonight, 5 of them in the second half. Forney outscored Rockwall down the stretch 35-7 to get back within a score, but their final possession was 4 downs and out. And Rockwall hangs on for a scintillating win here on Friday Night Football. Heckman Harrison, your final thoughts on a wacky football game.
Well, I thought we were in for a wild ride tonight. We said it from the beginning. Mike, you've been asking for a shootout. You finally got one. And I tell you, it was worth the price of admission. If you're sitting in your living room and you're watching this, I'm telling you, this is white knuckle driving the whole way. You're calling this game in the second half, and everything that had to happen right for the Jackrabbits started to take shape. It was just in that last drive, they could not get the scores when they needed it to count. But I think you were talking about it and just kind of looking at the standings here in 10-6A. Look, Forney's not out of it, but they are in a situation where they have to win their next 3 games to stay in contention. A lot of this is the guys that are going to fall in Division I versus falling in Division II as well. You do know that Rockwall is going to be one of those, they're a big school, so they're going to fall into the Division I category. Yeah. So much talent, so many really good teams in 10-6A to speak of. It's not just the Rockwall Yellow Jackets anymore.
Yeah, Forney will have to win those last 2 games, Tyler Legacy and Rockwall Heath, in order to make the playoffs. Rockwall now looking forward. They have Tyler Legacy next week. Forney now has their bye week after today. They don't play until November. Rockwall with Tyler Legacy, Rockwall Heath, and North Forney the rest of the way. They improve to 2-1 in district play and give themselves a chance to try and get second place in this district behind Longview. Trey Brooks Club hangs on for a rather fascinating win in this football game. 49-42 the final score in a wacky one here on Friday Night Football. For our entire WFA Plus crew, our director Clay Marshall, our photographers Graham Rayner and Cody Pryor, our digital coordinators back in house Pete Friedman and Zachary Yanis, our producer back in house, Andrew Seeley, Heckma Harrison alongside. I'm Mike Leslie. Thanks so much for joining us tonight for Friday Night Football. We'll see you next week for Allen and Prosper. Right back here, same bat channel. We'll see you on WFA Plus for a real good one between the Eagles and the Eagles. Good night, everybody.